our objective is to find a Cebuano or a Visayas artist that will become a global star. That's our objective. That's what we're really here for. Because we have a music studio also.
Yeah.
So this is not just a radio station. We're a music studio.
Amazing.
So we're gonna be we're searching for local artists.
Yeah.
So kind of patukan ka na, for example, Kurt Fick and Jackie Chan. These are Cebuanos. Bisaya ni sila.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ilan kita mga
So what about your sponsors?
we have sponsors. Why would they not sponsor that
Amazing.
advocacy,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Supporting local. That's what.
You didn't have a difficult
No,
time
no,
like
no,
gathering
no,
all of that.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Because it's not cheap to be here.
Yeah.
Amazing. And you have a beautiful view.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
very
all
nice.
kinds of
Yeah, our
inspired
studio is so
daily.
nice, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a climb every day, man.
Yeah.
An odyssey every day.
So you started
Finally, local music has found a home. 501 DMC, the best of us.
So sorry, sir. Before we begin, can I just ask like how the flow would usually go?
There's no flow. I'm just kidding.
No, it's okay.
No,
it's
watch
okay.
out. Let's make it casual.
Take it short.
Hey, wait, by the way, can you hear your headphones? Both of you, can you check?
Yes, it's loud.
It's on. Okay. So, how do you call this? So, can you see yourself there? See
Yeah,
there?
we
Okay.
can.
I don't know. I'll give him the link. Huh? So let's do this first. I'll go to my Facebook, Jiggy Juice, and then
Blemex for Kids ang pambato mo. Ang Blemex for Kids ay gawa sa lagundi. Tinutunaw at pinalala pa sa plema.
Can I'll share it.
Sa bata. Peace of mind para kay mommy. Camille Francia Bangko. Nag-flex.
you guys have Wi-Fi ba? So, bakit na ba kayo Wi-Fi dito sa Guan? Sa house? Walang suko ito si Guan. Suko ito si Guan. I show speed. L.
He came there.
He came here. That is his signature.
Special relationship with the stars, which is why we as Astros, that's why we are called Astros.
Hey, he's a total. He's exactly who he shouldn't be, but
spread that to the rest of
but
the
from
which is
from
why
cultural
we are
studies,
Astros for
you need to
everybody, and
understand
it's all blazes
the phenomenon,
together
right?
on January.
Right.
Okay, I'm kind of like for everybody, but like even if all Astros fun, we want to share our part of us.
Like pretty sure something basic trail to the stars. And that is why all the Shasta students and all Shasta students are downstairs.
Did you give a share, Ron? Ron?
Downstairs. And you can see like, but so I'll just stop at Ron, but then you can go your like, oh, but as the Astros community, we also believe that.
But as Astros,
Let's make it casual. Lang. Let's just like have a
like a
normal
conversation.
conversation.
Yeah,
So we'll talk about life as a student, and then you guys are officials, like what do you call it?
Yeah, we're
student
part of the student council. Yeah.
student council official. So you are the president,
Yeah,
vice
and the
president.
Yes.
So let's talk about that. How to go like
And there, sir, is our treasurer, Tara, and
And
our PRO, Bree.
treasurer and PRO. You're the
Yeah.
PRO, press release officer.
Public relations.
Press relations.
Public relations.
That's the same. Yeah. Saktusan. Bernard, because Bernard also is a
He's a very big marketing. Oh, also,
Marketing
sir,
guy.
like if ever you want to have the game, sir, Nara ang gift voucher.
Sige.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Let's do that together on the air.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Thank you for
So
giving us the opportunity.
how long is your run? Like the longest distance I mean.
Oh, the longest distance is 10K.
Then
Yeah.
Asa kini siya?
Mandani Bay, sir.
Okay. So around Ramo the area good?
Yes, just around the area.
You're not gonna go outside of Mandani Bay?
I know, I think there's a specific road na mo close
Okay.
out around Mandani Bay.
Okay.
But then near lang yun sa Mandani.
She wants to share. Excuse me, I want to share it because it's useless if we don't. If you guys have may Wi-Fi,
Wala ba yun, sir? It's gonna...
but yung signal.
It's okay. We can work with them.
I'm just gonna record na lang. Kasi like this, for my parents can share. No, kaya I was supposed to send the link. Yeah. I was gonna send the link, but then on my Wi-Fi, what should be outside? Oh, nakisi ba? Ay.
I don't know.
Okay. Sir, this will be in your Facebook page also, right?
Yeah.
Tawag si Book? Yeah, great.
I'm trying to share it first.
Sure, no
Excuse me.
problem. No problem,
One
sir.
chair, yeah. There are other chairs here.
We're good.
Well, but-
It's just gonna chill with you. Like, he's just gonna ask. He's just gonna ask like casual one. Yeah, like, it's more about the student. Okay, we can answer that. And then after that, they'll just you just throw it like, oh, after class, it's like, oh, okay. So we're back to class. Simple questions. And anyways, like, I'm pretty sure like, study things. And I already know the answers vendor because I'm gonna vendor.
Because like, what's your role as student council? Promote school spirit.
I promote school fit.
Conversions and bring together the student body.
Are you sure you want to say producers and us and us?
Because the question is why we called Astras. So it's because of our motto.
Hey, so remember we had a leadership
Or like,
seminar, we had,
English.
we're even going to Manila.
Yeah, for a
schools,
bigger
building
conference.
bridges.
Yeah, so went to foster community. Yeah, that's what they said in their graphic. Foster community and build leadership together.
Leadership together.
Yeah, and bring students together in leadership and collaboration.
Ay, link mo.
Ano naman?
Sa share mo. Ayan, sarap palagi. Are you there na?
Wait, can you text my friend? Asan na?
Wala, that's your friend.
Team building, don't forget the team building.
We have a lot of events. It's
You might
okay.
get met that.
Can you send the link to my friend?
Join the ask this room.
It's already in my Facebook app.
Thank you, sir.
I'm going to share it on my other pages. I posted. I also own Run Cebu. I'll post it there. Huh?
Sure, sir. Thank you,
Yeah.
sir.
And we have like clips also, so we can have reels and stuff. You guys have no class today, or you're exempted?
We
When
do,
your
but
average surgery is 95 above, you're exempted.
Wow.
Just kidding, just kidding.
So we're making the most out of it. We're doing our best.
They're exempted from school forever.
No, because we believe, sir, also sometimes we learn more when we're outside
Absolutely,
of school.
man.
Definitely, like in
Absolutely,
this kind of
absolutely.
environment.
yeah,
Correct.
there's definitely something
Yeah,
like
learn.
being exposed to like this.
There are so many other ways to learn, right?
Yeah.
Not just school, right? No. This is high. This is my in case, but this is how it looks like.
Ah, sure.
The how do you call that?
Can you send a link to this number?
Ano ba siya?
Hello? Yeah. This is Bianca's number, and then there's no signal, so I can't text you. But through this number, I will let Bianca send you the link. It's online. Basta it's TMC. You can search it.
Tops
on
Media Center.
Tops Media Center.
Ano ba siya? Very okay.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
So, sir, this is just gonna be casual, right?
Yeah, casual.
Have fun.
In fact,
Promote the run.
In fact,
Yeah.
our topic is high school life.
Definitely. Oh, that's a perfect topic for me and Sandy.
Yeah.
What time do you guys need to go?
It's here.
Huh?
No, it's not
Sige,
okay,
let's
sir.
go at mga 10 p.m.
Sure. Sure, sir.
I'm kidding.
Dalawang kilometer super di mas. Just joking. Silence.
That's a good.
Wait, isa na kami ito. Asa? Diba, isa na. Asa na?
Wow, this is exciting.
Yeah.
Did you catch na no? Did you catch na the Did you share na wala pa?
I'm trying to share it to Bianca.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. My parents want to listen also.
Yeah, also my mom.
Southwest, right? Part of Southwest?
Yes, Fire of Southwest.
Part of Southwest. Can I tag you both?
Sure.
All four of you here.
Yeah.
So, what's your name? You?
My name is Bianca Angrabana, sir.
Bianca.
Yeah, that's
Bianca.
me.
Bianca. I'll tag all of you, ha?
Yeah, sure.
Pero I'm tagging you in Bianca Rabanes, right?
Yes, Bianca Angrabana.
You?
Jolia, Joe.
Lia.
Jolia.
No.
And that's you.
Oh,
His
yes.
one's kind of hard.
And
Yeah.
yours is
Bricia. B-R-I-E.
B-R-I-E. Dacia. You know, I've known your dad since I was as little as you. Breeze, yes? B-R-I-E?
Yes.
Wala, yun, we're not trying to go wrong. B-R-I-E? Dacia?
Oh, wait. This is Facebook?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just Bricia without the dot.
Okay.
Sorry.
B-R-I-E-S-I-A? Ano siya? Pero, ano ba? Anyway. And then hers is Taram Lala? E-R-A T-R-A-C-A-R-A and ano pa sa? Really cycle, I also can see it. Tarang ba? Sige lang, maybe something good. Okay. Tarang mo. Sige nila ang wifi siguro lang. Sa? It's probably just the wifi. Well, ano ulo lang yun. So, what do we give? We're giving out free registration, right?
Yes, sir. There's two here. That's
What's the
ready.
distance?
It could be any. I think it depends on them and what they want
Okay.
to sign up for. Yeah. For single use.
So what we're going to do, we're going to base our questions on
the run.
the interview.
Yeah, sure,
Okay.
sir.
Para maminaw sila ba?
Bitaw.
Bitaw.
So I only have how do you call this? Two microphones. So I'm just gonna put. Can you put this somewhere in between both of you, so they can also hear on Facebook Live. I'll also share this as a
What do you want to put in between? But it's live. So Jiggy, what made you get into radio?
That's true.
Good. Are you doing the interviewing now? I'm just
In
kidding.
the meantime, because you didn't introduce yet.
Hold on, give me a second. This is what I've always loved to do, ever since I was little.
Oh, that's
Ever
nice.
ever since I was in grade school.
Mm.
Uh, well, actually, it's even before that. When I was a kid, we used to have like a annual prayer gathering. It's called Visita Iglesia.
Okay.
It's a kind of uh, it's like the patron saint for safe travels. And when I was a kid, you participate in the whole novena, right? And then asked me to. I mean, everybody is singing, is reciting prayer, and at the end of every novena, every like clockwork every year, they will always say, "Nakuha ni mong tingog dungoy, mura mga announcer." And when I was little, right? So it stayed with me. And my mom was also a radio fan.
Oh, okay.
So eventually, it became my desire to be in radio. So I actually worked in radio very young. I was still in first year high school.
Wow.
Yeah. So I was already in radio, not professionally, but I was already in like in an environment like this. So yeah.
That's nice. That's
Yeah,
great.
So it was my childhood dream to be doing this. So
So how did you work your way up to the top? Because right now I'm in school.
Yeah.
We're in school. So
Yeah.
like, if I wanted to try also, like,
you know what I
where
did?
go?
I'll tell you what. While I was in UP high school, I walked all the way from my campus in UP Lahog all the way up to Cebu Plaza to apply.
Oh, the dedication.
What once was Y101. Y101 was located in Marco Polo Plaza. Now it used to be called Cebu Plaza. So the manager back then said, "You gotta finish high school first.
Okay.
You can't do this. You gotta finish high school." So eventually, when I did finish high school, I applied and I got a job, but not in Y101. I started in magic. In my professional, my first professional job in radio was in magic in 1992. This was 34 years ago. But I moved to Y101 in '94. Yeah. So that's why I was in Y101 for 30 years.
Oh, you've been in this for so long. No?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
How did you develop your communication skills? Because
Yes,
it's not
sir.
easy to
It's
just keep
really-
talking
To be honest with
without
you,
stuttering.
I know I stutter a lot, by the way, but I guess by listening, right? Because I was never. I eventually took up mass comm because I got sick and tired of people asking me, "Mass comm ka?" No, I'm not. I'm a business. I'm a nursing graduate. I'm not a mass communications.
Might as well take
So
it
I
out.
went for the heck of it. I went to San Jose. They had like a program for 2 years, so I became a mass comm. But it's primarily listening.
Ah,
I
so
was
you
just-
easily absorb the
Yeah,
words
it's
of
just-
others.
yeah.
and
Because
then
I
it
think
goes
I'm an
out.
oral learner. So
Ah.
I just listen to television. I listen to radio broadcasters. That I
Podcasts,
admire.
and other people also.
Yeah. So it started there, but I would wash the dishes and ad lib. So it became like a part of me. It wasn't like a job or whatever. It was just like a part of me, like breathing. So what I said, that's what happened to me.
Nice.
In a nutshell. So they say sometimes the worst thing that could ever happen to you is for your dream to come true because you didn't dream of high enough dreams. So if I may suggest you guys, don't dream of dreams that you can accomplish right away. You know what I mean? Dream of impossibly difficult dreams.
Reach for the
Yeah,
stars.
because the point of it all is not in the accomplishing the dream. It is in the trying to accomplish the dream. Getting there is not as fun as trying to get there.
Sandy, are you listening?
Because I was just having dinner with a friend of mine, young anak ko college na bitaw. Mo-shift, line up on course from civil engineering to industrial engineering. Let them, it's okay to be confused, Life is confusing, life is hard.
I've always said that.
Right?
It's me advocacy. Don't get confused. I mean, the right confusion.
Yeah. But confusion means you're thinking.
Yeah.
Right?
And even dreaming.
Yeah. Because if we change our minds every now and then, right? And you want to change your mind at the right time also. But I think there has to be like a loftier goal. Whatever it is that you do, like because my goal is to make people happy, right? So it doesn't have it can be other things. It can't. Pwede be radio, diba? It could be other things, right? So I think you have to have like a purpose part, but let's not talk about that. Because,
I love it.
we might get lost. Sige, let's start na. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about high school life first,
Sure.
and then we're gonna find a way to devolve into running, right? Or evolve into running, I should say, not evolve.
Sige, go, sir.
And you guys, if you wanna join us, if you disagree with what we say,
Yeah.
hey, that's wrong,
Gestures. Like, if I do
Yeah.
it, it's like,
But you can just it's a casual thing. We're just gonna, have fun
Yeah.
and fun. Because I feel like the listeners will appreciate
Yeah.
if we have
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
That's true.
Kind of relatable ba?
Bitaw. Hala, mabuking. Hindi ko siya like, you're gonna know so much about my school life. Guys, when I go back to South Coast, everyone will know everything I've done in school now. In my free time, actually, just like stay in the classroom and sleep on the floor.
Auntie Bianca, you know what my mom told me?
All the kids, my BSP kids. Shout out to my
105.1 TMC, ang
On
pinakasubuan
the radio stations sa Tibok Kalibutan, you're listening to Top of the Morning. I'm your host. My name is Jiggy Juice. And today, January 15, 2025. Atong hisugutan ka ng buntaga kaya naman tayo mga high school students from Southcrest. We're gonna talk about high school life. I know. It brings a smile on my face every time I think about my high school life. Because I think my high school life was the best days of my life. One of the best days of my life. So I want to be able to understand and maybe ato mga tigpaminapod ganahan pud sila siguro mahibalo. Unsa naman ang high school life now in this day and age? And with me here live in the studios of TMC, we have the president of Southcrest, Paref Southcrest Student Council. We have Bianca Ang Rabanes. Maayong buntag ni mo diya. Good morning.
Hi,
Bianca?
Sir Jiggy. Good morning. Good morning to all the listeners of Top of the Morning. My name is Bianca Angrabanas and I am the president of the Southcrest Student Council.
And
May
napo-
buntag sa tanan.
Maayong buntag diha sad. Napod da ilang Vice President si Julia Nang. Maayong buntag ni mo diya, Julia.
Maayong buntag sa tanan na listeners and also to you, Sir Jiggy. I am Jolia Nang, the Vice President of the Southcrest Student Council.
And of course behind us here, ang ato ang can you introduce them to us please?
So here with us today is also our treasurer,
Okay.
Tarango, accompanied with our PRO, Bricia. You guys want to say hi?
Okay. Hi guys.
Hi, guys.
Hi, with our, of course, our moderator, Miss Patricia Quesada, and our parent coordinator and fundraising team, Miss
Jam.
Jam. Yeah.
Tita Jam.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much for joining us.
So I was in high school not too long ago, just like you, right? So I'd like to know about first of all, Julia and Bianca, what year are you in?
For me, sir, I am in grade 12.
Grade 12.
My last
Okay.
year of
I'm
high
in
school.
grade 11.
Grade 11.
Yes.
So you'll be graduating next year, right?
Yes, this year actually.
This
in a
year.
few months,
Ikaw
yeah.
next year.
Next year.
So are you guys excited to leave high school or are you kaning mura og going to miss high school? What are your thoughts? I'm sure it's a confluence of all of those feelings. Maybe you can describe to us how you feel about you're about to leave your high school. See Julia next year. See Bianca is this year. How do you feel about it?
Should I start? Okay. So for me, I think it's because I've been in Southcrest actually ever since grade 1. And
Oh.
I'm actually in grade 12 now.
Okay, so
I've
12
been in
literally,
Southcrest for a
12 years,
long
right?
time, yes,
Okay.
and it's all I've ever known actually.
Okay.
So knowing, especially since, we just came back from the break, we just came back from New Year, knowing that in a few months I'll be graduating,
Okay.
it's actually very scary.
Okay.
I'm going to be in a new environment, I'm going to go to college, I'm
Okay.
going to people. I'm, of course, going to miss all my friends, my
Okay.
teachers. So that's something that has been in my head lately. But I think what's reassuring me is that it's a new start. I think that's something that I'm excited for, being able to start anew and being able to actually discover myself and what I want to do. So,
Okay.
yeah.
How about you, Julia? Now, how do you feel about your final year of high school at Paref Southcrest?
To be honest, thinking about leaving Southcrest and going into college, it's kind of a scary thought because you're leaving the environment that we've been in for so long, and you're going to go into somewhere that you don't even know what's gonna happen,
Okay.
where you're gonna go, and the people you're gonna meet. But I think that it's also a fun experience because there's always something new that we can learn every day, and there's going to be new faces. And it's not like when you leave high school, your friends will be wala na, you know. So there's going to be new experiences, and I'm kind of excited. So I'm just trying to cherish the memories I have right now as a grade 11 student. Like, I'll just go with it
Okay.
and cherish what I have.
Okay. So what do you think, especially you, Bianca, since you're graduating this year, right? What do you think is the best part about high school?
Well, I think the best part about high school that it's like you have a chance to grow. I
Okay.
think that's what made high school really good for me, especially being in Southcrest, which is such a good community with
Okay.
such loving teachers, which is loving classmates. So I think that's something that I think that's what I learned in high school. I think high school is a time for you to get to know yourself. You
Okay.
know, I think a lot of people have a misconception, you know, na, oh, like gusto ko like high school na ako, akong perfect, good grades and everything. I'm gonna join all these orgs, but actually it's really a place for you to, I guess, just have fun. You know, we're not young all the time, so I think.
You mentioned earlier that this is a place for you to grow.
Yes,
What do you mean exactly by grow? Because I went to high school and I never grew. You know, I'm already past high school. I'm still haven't grown yet. I'm just kidding. So, but what do you mean exactly? Do you mean physical growth, which I never accomplished, or do you mean mental and personal growth? Exactly, what do you mean by growth?
I think it's both. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Actually, it's something more internal. I think growth means that you're not afraid to make mistakes.
Okay.
Because you really will along the way. It's inevitable. And I think like while you're in school, you know, don't be afraid to try new things.
Okay.
I guess that's what I learned in high school. Don't
Don't be afraid to try new and scary things. So what do you do, for example, if you do something that's scary? First of all, why is it scary? Because you don't know, right? It's the great unknown, right?
Yeah, something like that. And I think
So
in high school-
what do you usually do if you're faced with something that's scary? What do you usually do?
If I was faced with something scary, I just have to remind myself, is this actually what I want?
Okay.
If it's something that I wanted for myself, no one imposed it on me, and it's something that, you know, I want to do. So
Okay,
I think
okay.
to reassure myself, I just tell myself, you know, just give it a shot. At least we tried in the end.
Okay.
And if ever it's scary, I think that's a big indicator that you actually care about what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So if ever you have something scary that you want to try, something new, a new adventure, well, then I think you just have to brace yourself, prepare for it, and whatever happens, at least you try it and just have fun along the way.
How about you, Julie? How do you? What's the best part about being in high school?
The best part in being in high school would be that you're in an environment where you are free to explore new possibilities.
Okay.
So it's like you're still surrounded by your family, you're protected by the school, and like what you said, Southcrest is really a great way, a great start
Okay.
to your high school. So I think that right now I'm given so much opportunity to choose what I want to learn
Okay.
and what I actually want to do in the future. And I think high school is really all about growth and about building who you are.
Building who you are. Okay, but here's a good question. Who are you?
Good question.
Who are you? Well, what is your idea of self? I'm just curious, like, because you mentioned it, so I might as well bring it up. So who's Julia? Who's Julia now? Who's Bianca Rabanes?
Okay, if I have a palusot, I'm gonna say that I'm still learning.
Okay,
But then,
but aren't we all still learning?
yes,
Isn't
we are
life
still learning.
a whole process of learning, even until at an advanced age?
Yeah, I think my identity would be that that we never stop growing.
Mm-hmm.
And who I am at this moment would be someone with dreams
Okay,
and someone who wishes for other people's happiness.
okay.
And I think that's who I am right now. And
Okay.
maybe it'll become more.
Do you think who you are is ever evolving, ever changing, fluid? Do you think you'll ever arrive at a self that will no longer change? Do you think that's possible?
I think identity is really fluid, but if you have a purpose and a certain passion,
Okay,
then I think that will be really your mark for life.
okay.
Yeah.
So you're gonna
I'm gonna stick with it. And I'm
you're
gonna go with it.
You're gonna stay that way
Exactly.
for as long as you live. So your assertion is you feel like there will come a point in your life when change is no longer possible, there will come a point in your life when you will no longer need to learn. Is that what you're saying?
I think change, of course, is constant. So
Okay.
we'll keep
Changing.
changing, even though we already reached, like, let's say I'm very old already.
Okay.
But then the thing is, when we get lost, somehow we find our way back to the same
Okay.
starting point where
Lost.
we were.
What does getting lost
we
mean?
lose our purpose, so
Okay.
we kind of deviate from
Yeah,
the path we're supposed to follow.
What do you mean by lose your purpose? Like you have a purpose. Let's just say you want to make people happy, for example. That's a lofty purpose, right? So how do you lose that? Like you forget where you leave it? Like what does that mean? Like, hey, asan ang akong purpose? Oh, I forgot where it is. Oh my God, it's in the underneath the refrigerator.
Under the sofa.
So how does one lose his or her purpose?
I think you lose track of your priorities.
Okay.
So in terms of in the student context,
Okay.
sometimes it's difficult to remember my purpose
Okay.
of bringing happiness to others.
Okay.
When I'm faced with many expectations and grades and the feel to achieve
Okay.
more than what I am achieving right now.
Okay.
But there will come a point that you will remember the passion that you have.
Okay.
And that passion will bring you to what you will
How do you do that? How do you lure
Lure your
back
passion.
your passion? How does that happen? Like sometimes usahay ka ning kuwang na nagpahuway sa. Sometimes tulog na, di ba? There are times nga we feel we're tired and we don't have the passion to get up and maybe do whatever it is that needs to be done. Sometimes pahuway ra gina. Sometimes it's just rest, right?
Yeah.
Right? Am I correct?
Yes.
Yeah?
And sometimes you have to take the time to think about it.
Yeah.
Because like,
Process it.
overwhelmed na. Daghan na kay buhaton.
Yeah.
But then, process lang sa
Okay.
who you are, what you want to be.
Okay.
And then go from there.
Okay.
Ana lang.
I ask you about what the best part of high school is, right? In case you're wondering what is happening here, mga kaigalan, you're listening to Jiggy Juice. The show is called Top of the Morning. Atong hisgutan ka ng buntaga with our friends from Paref Southcrest is high school life, right? And we have here in the studios of 105 TMC, we have Bianca Ang Rabanes, and we have Julia Nang, we have Bree Sia, and Tara Nang, right? Tarago?
Ngo.
Tarango. And of course their parents and their teachers are here as well. They're being supervised here. I think semi-supervised, right? So I was asking Julia earlier what the best part of high school is. How about the worst part of high school? What's the worst part of high school?
I think the worst part of high school is because you're in an environment where you're unsure of, you're in a journey that's unsure. So of course, nadyan mo ka mga failures,
Okay.
no? Di man dyan na nato malikayan.
Okay.
Pero I think dira ang pinakalisod when sometimes there are times when I get a low score from my exam.
Okay.
Or maybe in an org, let's say we're student council man dyan we know.
Okay.
There are really times na dili jud mahitabo ang mga plano.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I think that's something that, especially as someone who's like the president now, like this is my first time being president of the
Yeah.
Southwest Student
Okay.
Council.
Okay.
So
Congratulations,
there
by the
really
way.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
So there are really times when plans aren't followed or something
Okay.
doesn't push through.
Okay.
So of course, those are times when I can say when I get really upset.
Okay.
Those are times that are that are upsetting to me and that actually make me think like, is this for me? Or maybe like, should I think of something else? Should I have never gotten the chance in the first place? Should I never reach for the opportunity? But I think it's hard because we have expectations for ourselves and that's something that we want to achieve. We already know, oh, this is what I want to do. This is how it's going to look like. But most of the time, sometimes there are really things that we can't control. So yeah, I think that's the hardest part of it.
Okay.
When you're faced with that.
Hi, Justine. Hi, we have Maing buntag ni mo diya, Justine. Maing buntag ni mo diya.
Hi, good morning.
Justine Narvios here is my co-host for Top of the Morning, and our topic today, Justine, is high school life.
Oh, I love that.
Our friends from Paref,
Refreshing energy.
Southcrest. Kaming duha ni Justine, bago lang mini graduate from high school, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Nice.
Dili pa dugay,
Of course.
dili pa dugay kaning
Of course.
muraga mga 2 years ago, ikaw last year ka, di ba?
mga last year pa siguro.
Dili ka, Justine.
Fresh grad, ano, good na.
Dili ka lingkod, oh. Paapilon to si Justine, kay kani si Justine high school man sa siya.
High school tatanan.
Okay. So you're both in leadership positions right now, right? You're vice president, you're the president of Paref Southcrest's student council. Akong pangutana here is, do you have a new appreciation for leadership, for leaders out there? Kay hisgot ka nga na mga plans nga dili mahitabo, di ba? Onya kaning do you have new appreciation for, let's just say, city leaders, for example, or you know, mayors and governors and congressmen and CEOs and managers and presidents, you know, of companies and or nations, right? Do you have a newfound appreciation for how difficult their task is? Because you guys are you're both student leaders, right?
Yes.
But you're running organization in the school level. But like you said, lisod magali na galing.
Yeah.
Nga,
Lisod,
nga high school president ka, di ba? Hono aragon na kung konsehal ka, kung mayor ka, kung presidente ka, kung senador ka, kung CEO ka, kung president ka. So do you have a newfound appreciation for leaders? Both of you can answer that question. Doesn't matter.
I think for me, I do have a newfound appreciation.
Okay.
Because I think with that position, the most important thing is how you treat other people. Because being president now in the student council, what I realize is it's really important that you appreciate the people who help you.
Okay.
Because we really can't do anything without the people who help us. I'm really grateful when people just go like, oh, like, Bianca, do you need help setting up this?
Okay.
Or like, oh, do you need help doing the graphics for this?
Okay.
Because really without them, I don't think we can achieve anything. And it's a really... Because before you give it to someone, like in the council, we have to think about it first. So I think that's the really tedious part of it. You have to care for everyone.
Okay.
And I think it's that heart itself.
Care for everyone.
Yeah, and we're people, right? There are days when it's good, it's bad, but nevertheless, you have to treat others well.
Okay.
So I think that's something that I appreciate. Because for our leaders, I feel that whatever happens, whether that be a good day, a bad day, they still show up, you know, and try to lead others the best way they can.
Okay. How about you, Julia? Do you have any answers? Do you have a newfound appreciation for all the leaders out there?
Being in a leadership position myself, it's really difficult. It's really just like sa school gani, it's just thinking about the food or what to do in a certain event. But grabe na good kung mayor ka, because you have to think about the welfare of
the entire city, right?
The entire
Imagine
city,
being president, right?
Yeah, so you have a lot. You have a lot of responsibility in your hands.
So
and somehow they still find a way to be humble about it.
Okay.
So it's like the humility of the Filipinos. Really, I have a newfound appreciation, especially like, wow, like you're doing so much.
You mentioned earlier that you're gonna have to treat everybody equally. You're gonna have to try to please everybody, but the fact of the matter is, anywhere in life, you never really please everybody, right? There will always be those who will disagree with you. There will always be those who look at the world differently from you. There will always be those who will against you. There will always be those people who will hate you, right?
Exactly.
So how do you feel about that? And how do you deal with adversity like that? Or I shouldn't call it adversity, challenges like that.
I think for me, sometimes you have to be open for that because it's actually a way for you to improve.
Okay.
A way to maybe like cater to more people.
Okay.
Because it's normal that everyone has something different. But actually, I really appreciate those because like it makes me realize that there's somewhere we can improve in.
Okay.
There's other needs that we can cater to.
Okay.
And I think you shouldn't have a mindset that your whole event is bad or whatever you're doing is bad just because one person said something about it.
Okay.
I think what I realized here, being in the student council, don't take things personally.
Okay. That's good.
Hanapil rin sa trabaho.
Okay.
Kung lang
Okay.
So, I think, at least even if, let's say, 5 people said they didn't like an event, but one person did, at least I made a difference for that one person.
Okay.
And I contributed something that they did enjoy. So, I think that's my priority.
Yeah, as I actually have the same ideas as you because at least like in a room full of 5 people, if I pleased at least one, or if I made at least one happy, then that's a goal achieved already for me. And I also think
So what happens to the other 999?
I have a good one for that.
Okay.
Time's up.
Okay.
Okay. So the thing about life is that you can never please anyone, everyone, right?
Yeah.
True.
But you could always choose to keep trying. So you could keep trying to make others people happy.
Okay.
And like, well, if you keep trying, then somehow you're going to get there.
Okay.
And while you might not please everyone, at least you're pleasing some.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is there like a threshold? I'm curious how you feel about pleasing a group of people. Let's just say there's only 909. Let's say like 1,000 people, right, in the world, right? And you're a leader. and you're only pleasing one person, right? As opposed to, let's just say you're pleasing 500. Do you feel happier pleasing more people than just one person? So is satisfaction, is leadership a numbers game? In other words, do you need to please as many people as you can, and closer to 100% more than let's just say just one person? Is the satisfaction better if it's like 100%?
I mean, of course, I think it's natural that you want to please more people,
Yeah,
but sometimes
everybody.
you really can't do
Yeah,
that.
but what I'm saying is the closer you are to 100, the happier you feel, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I guess so. 'cause
So
you're
it's a
pleasing, like,
numbers
the
game,
more-
right?
the
It is a numbers
majority.
game, right? Am I correct?
Uh,
It's a numbers game.
Majority.
Yeah, I think it's like majority. Like, if
Yeah,
the
ma-
more people
yeah.
you can make happy,
The better. The better,
you
right?
are to
Yeah.
in your goal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah,
I think so.
I just wanted to ask that question because that's a
That's a good question. That's a good question.
that's a question that never gets asked, right? Yeah,
That's true.
but I think it's pretty obvious. It's just right there. Of course,
Yeah.
it's pretty obvious. The more, the better, right? The more, the merrier. But I'm gonna just ask that, just from younger minds,
Yes,
like
yes.
you're not far from our ages. But, you know what? Justine Narvius here also once was a teacher in another university in Ateneo, and maybe she has some questions for Bianca and Julia. Go ahead.
Right. So top of the morning to all our listeners on 105.1 and on Tops Media Center. Thank you, Jiggy. And hi, good morning, ladies. Bianca
good
and
morning.
Julia. So you're
Yes.
Bianca
Yes.
and Julia. It's nice to meet you guys. You have a very
Yeah, nice to meet you.
refreshing energy. I feel like we need that sometimes. I mean, we talk about everything under the sun here at the MCs, mga serious topics, but it's nice to also talk to the youth and see, high school life, right? To understand what you guys are dealing with. So I understand you're both student leaders in the student
Yes.
council. What grade level are you guys in?
Hi everyone, I'm in grade 12.
Grade
I'm
12.
grade 11.
Grade 11. But what strands are you guys in?
I'm in ABM.
We're both in
Yeah, we're
ABM.
both
Okay, both in ABM. All right. So I only thought I used to teach at Sacred Heart School at Ateneo de Cebu. So yeah, Banilad buddies. Let's go. Traffic buddies. Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay, that's cool. So I remember for a lot of the grade 11 students, they're you know how like every strand has different struggles.
Yes.
And I'm sure a lot of our listeners who are youthful like you also can complain. I don't know if it's like a stigma for you guys, but there's always like, the STEM students are like, oh, we have calculus. It's so difficult, right? And then Hume students are like, we have so many papers to write, philosophy and all this. So what are the things that you wish people knew about the struggles of a student leader in ABM or the accountancy and business management strand? Yeah. Or your personal experience as student leader and an ABM student. Right.
That's a good question. Actually, I felt that a lot this year. Example, like during student assemblies, we're gonna say something, announce everything. And when I go back to the classroom, presentation diretso.
Okay, so no rest.
But I think ko andyan na part yun na siya sa job. But I think being a student leader, you have to learn how to manage that.
Yeah.
Like we have a lot of goals, and that's good having a lot of goals. So if ever, I think that's something that you really have to compromise in. You really have to be good at managing your time and all those things. And I think you just have to know that those are two lives, I guess, that I want to take. I want to be a student leader, Bianca, and also want to be ABM student, Bianca. So
Yeah, that's right. And those lives shouldn't contradict one another.
no, they shouldn't. They should go together.
Do you guys agree, like when it comes to balancing schoolwork or anything, especially for those who are mga student athletes or have extracurricular activities, right? Where if you don't consider them as facets of yourself, like if you consider them as individual things, like you feel like you're pulled to different directions.
Exactly.
Did you guys ever feel that?
Yeah.
Sometimes like you don't know where you should prioritize study time or meeting with council members for an activity
true,
time. Have you
yes.
tried that?
Yeah, I did try that because as a student, I try as much as I can to get involved into other activities, and then I have to try hard to school, and then there's the student council. So it's really like I'm being pulled in different directions, and it's like I sweat a lot na gyud. Like I'm so singot.
Sweat a lot na daw.
Panigot na ko.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is the sweat from like kulba? Is it from kanang when you're anxious about something? Tanan na, kulba o kapoy.
Tanan, hilak pa apil.
All lagi nag-ingon blood, sweat, and tears,
Yeah,
right?
hinood na.
Okay, and then I can understand the pressure. Oh, for you, Julia, no, as a grade 11 student,
Yeah.
you know, you're still finding your balance. Senior high school is very different from junior high
Yes.
school. You have to adjust the different subjects, specialized to your strand. And then for Bianca, maybe because it's your graduating year, so I understand you're also thinking about like where do I go to college and all that,
Biggest
right?
question, before ko matulog, think ko.
So what are you planning to do for college, or what are your interests in when it comes to college?
Actually, for me, it just so happens that I'm also interested in communications and politics.
Oh, okay, perfect.
That's something
Okay.
that I actually
Very
am
fitting.
Really interested in. Yeah, so hopefully I want to take something like maybe like economics or business or political science within that field.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like it's very fitting, especially for your position and your
Thank you so
personality.
much. Thank
What
you so
about you, Julia? I understand you're still in grade 11,
Yes.
so you've got quite some time to think about it. But is there anything that piqued your interest, like a course maybe you're thinking, murag bagay ko anida?
As of right now, I'm still thinking.
Still thinking
Yeah,
pa.
still
Okay.
thinking pa.
But would you consider it in line gapon with accountancy and business management?
I am interested in mga business. Yeah.
Okay.
So I think my courses will lean to that, but I'm still figuring out what exactly that is.
Okay, all right. Before
Don't be in a rush.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
true.
you've
That's
got so
true,
much
that's
time.
true.
You've got so much time, and I remember having that feeling as well in college. I was in high school rather, in grade 12. I was so nervous because like I didn't know how subjects would work in college. Like, is it gonna be the same schedule and everything? So that's why we have to ask our teachers, our mga advisors about that, no, and other people in like mga higher years. So I have questions regarding high school life. Later on, I'll ask, but I want to ask kanang personal questions also to get to know you guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sige.
To get to know you guys, right? So what are your interests outside of student council and school life? Because, you know, one of the things that I feel like the youth are preoccupied with when we're busy with school, when we're busy with extracurricular, kanang our lives are so focused on that lang ba. So what does Bianca and Julia, what do you guys do outside of your council and student life? Like, what are your interests?
Actually, for me, like to be honest, I feel like daghan sad makarelate.
Okay.
I'm a very big K-pop fan.
Okay, but I was waiting for you to say that. I was like, I think.
I'm a very big K-pop fan. There's actually next week. I'm not going because it's Sinulog and I also
Okay.
want to prioritize con here. But next week, like one of my favorite groups, 17. Actually, not
Oh.
next week, this Sunday.
Okay. They're coming here again?
Saturday. Yeah, they're coming here. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I
Really
didn't know
wish to go,
that.
but then for some reasons I can't. So
Oh, Sinulog also
I'm
bad,
really
the bad
bad,
timing.
yeah.
I don't know if
That's
it's
why,
like their
but I'm usually-
7th or 8th time to come here, I
They come here
suppose.
a lot. They come here a lot. I actually went last year. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, who's your bias?
Me, Wonu.
Wonu.
Yeah,
Okay,
Wonu and
okay.
Mingyu.
Okay.
Bias record.
Okay. I remember I was telling Jiggy about that one time. Jiggy asked me, "What's this? What's the deal with K-pop?" And I was obsessed with K-pop. I mean, I still
K-pop is
am.
so
I
good.
still love NCT. But the first group I ever stand was 17, and I'm sure a lot of our listeners, for those who like K-pop, know it's a great appreciation, not only the music but the performance aspect of it in itself. No, and I think for those who have been to their concerts, it's a different experience, right? I have not. I actually gave up on that. Okay, I was discouraged. I couldn't go to the concerts years.
You should really go.
Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Great experience.
Hopefully, or we could go together, diba, Jiggy?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Also Barkada.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. So you're into K-pop.
Yes.
Okay. Do you sing and dance as well?
I'm working on that.
Okay. Cause
Sing and dance.
Sing and dance together.
You shall.
You shall.
Because you know she wants to be in politics, right?
Yeah.
And the two most important
True.
skill sets of politician is not leadership, it's not communication skills, it's singing and dancing.
Insay pinakamayo mo karaoke.
I'm just kidding about that part,
No,
but
it's okay.
but that is an important skill set. I'm very curious because we need young leaders, right? And I think this city needs young leaders, and I am surprised and I'm actually elated. Nga si Bianca wants to be a politician. Why? Why do you want to be a politician, right? What do you think?
why?
Well, actually, my dad is a politician.
Oh,
in
really?
Mindanao.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm super proud of his work. He's actually running for a position there. He's running for mayor in
Okay.
Kibawi, Bukidnon.
Okay, wow, in
Yeah,
Bukidnon.
In Bukidnon.
Wow,
yeah,
okay.
municipality in Bukidnon.
Okay.
So it's actually election time, and we just talked recently yesterday.
Okay.
Muna gave me tips, kaya diba, anad siya mag-radio.
Oh.
Na kanang, igabli dyan mo, kailangan mag-greet ka sa mga katauhan.
Ah,
kanang
na,
mga listeners,
mo
diba?
rin maayo kayo magbinisaya diya.
So,
Politika di kayo, politika. Okay.
So, muna siya. So, wala lang, murag, nalipay sad ko na ako din hin, na ako opportunity. Kaya
Okay.
ako na murag, I'm like taking like a part of his job, I guess. Like,
Okay.
I'm immersed in that, something
Okay.
like that. So, yeah. And I think tig-uban-uban manggod ko niya sometimes.
Okay.
So, yeah, definitely. That's something I really appreciate, that I have the opportunity to do that.
Kung nahibog mo sa inyong gipamina mga kaigalan, you're listening to Top of the Morning. I'm your host. My name is Jiggy Juice.
And my name is Justine Narvios. Hi, guys.
Ang atong gisgutan karong buntaga is high school life with our friends here from Parif Southcrest. We have Bianca and Julia live in the studios of 105.1 TMC. Kani si Bianca, ganahan ko na siya enter into politics. You know what, kaning Bianca, politics is such a very controversial job, right? There's so many good things and bad things about it, and it has gotten a lot of bad rap lately, right? It is very divisive. You'll if you do well, you'll have a lot of enemies. If you don't do so, you're not so good at it. You'll also have a lot of enemies, right? So and it naghisgot sila nga uban ng ingon sila nga kaning politika porti ning hugawa. It's a dirty job, right? In fact, a lot of businessmen would rather not be involved in politics, right? Because they'd rather be able to go about their business without the weight, if you will, of politics. I'm curious, how do you feel about that? Nga imong gisudlan nga kaning field or career is muddled with a lot of with all of the good things and the bad at the same time.
Exactly. I think it's not uncommon to hear that, especially now kanang with whatever happening and like what I'm reading on the news. Like you can really feel and you can see our political sphere right now.
Not just here in Cebu, but all over the world, right?
All over the world, yeah, definitely. So what I guess I can say about that is, I think if you want to be a politician, I guess, like, I think you just have to know your goal. Who do you want to be?
Okay.
What do you want to give?
Okay.
And if you know your values, if you're grounded in what you believe in, I think in your work that will show.
Okay.
And the people will feel it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think that's what's important. And I think being in the field majud of politics, no, di na malikaya na uban mo ingon ingana, or you get it's I guess when you're in the job you get tempted to do a lot of things because you have a lot of cards laid out for you. It's really part. So I guess that's where your decision making comes in. And that's where your conscience comes in.
Okay.
Do I want to do this? What should I prioritize? And why am I here? Yeah.
You know, one of the things that a successful politician is that a successful politician is considered successful if they win, right? Kung kadaog sila. Because kung was like position, what's the point, right?
Exactly.
Because they saying politics is the art of getting things done, right? And one of the things you need to get done first and foremost before you become a politician is to win, right? And sometimes winning involves a lot of compromise, right?
Exactly.
So this is, for example, I believe in this 100%, right? For example, whatever it is, put whatever feeling that you want there. But the other guy believes in the opposite, right? Yeah. But for you to win, you got to go 50-50,
Exactly.
right? So 50% of this and 50% of my beliefs will be sacrificed, and then I'll get his 50%, and then I will win. So I'm just giving you broad examples. I don't want to be specific about the thing because I don't want to cloud your mind, right?
Okay.
So it's really a bunch of compromise, right?
Yeah.
And then you said you want to be well grounded, right?
Yeah.
Kind of your what did you say? Your
It's good to be grounded in your principles.
your
and to
principles,
know,
right?
yeah,
But
what's
only half of your principles will be accomplished, if you will, because kung dili ka maginana, di gyud ka daog. And what's the point of being a politician if you don't win, right? So how do you feel about that?
Sorry, can you rephrase that again?
My
for me,
question
please?
is,
I'm sorry.
how do you feel that politics is a bunch of compromise? And you said you want to be well grounded, you have your principles and all of that stuff. But your principles will not necessarily be fulfilled 100% all the way. You know, there will be compromises. There will be sacrifices on your part, right? So dili na tanan imong ganahan may tabo, right? Nga you stand for this, but not 100%. Maybe you have to sacrifice a little bit about this part of your principles and maybe that part of your principles. You understand my question?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think I see it
Okay.
now. So I guess there's really going to be a time when you have to compromise. And if you do have to compromise, what do you want in the end? It's really just about what you want to achieve, I guess. So what I'm talking about is maybe in what you want to achieve, you have to know, is this actually for the greater good?
Yeah.
Is actually the best thing you can do given the situation?
Okay. Well, your goal is to win, first of all, right? Your goal is to win, right? So I guess the other question there is that winning at all costs. How do you feel about that? Is a politician successful because he wins? Is that the mark of a good politician? Or is it possible to be a good politician even though you don't win elections? Or you don't win many elections, you lose a lot of elections?
Well, I think what it means to be a good politician is how much people you've helped.
Okay.
Because people need to feel that you're there.
Okay.
People need to feel that.
So it's a
you're
numbers
there for
game.
them.
It's a numbers game, right?
It is a numbers game if you want the position, but if you have the position, you have the responsibility to do the right thing.
Okay.
I think that's the point there. So if your goal is to win, yeah, sure, no problem. That's really the goal for a lot of politicians. But
Yeah.
when you win, make sure next thing you think of is to help the people.
Okay.
To do good.
Okay, but you've already, in the get-go, in the beginning, you've already compromised.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Before you even sat on whatever position you're running for, you're already compromised because this guy here, wants you to do this, right?
Yes.
And then you'll not be able to do exactly what you want to do because your position has already been compromised from the beginning. You know? Do you understand? So how do you deal with that? Do you want to win at all costs, or do you want to win the way you want to win? With your principles intact, 100%.
Well, I think to be able to do a lot, you need the position.
Okay, exactly. Yeah.
To be able to do something,
Yeah.
you need to make you need to get the position
Yeah.
because I wouldn't be able to contribute this much to the school that I love so much if I'm not the president. Of the
Yeah,
student
exactly.
council.
Yeah, yeah.
So if that means to compromise, if that means to change my beliefs a bit, yeah, sure,
Yeah,
fine.
okay.
Because I want the position also so that I can, do something more.
platform,
right? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I want the platform. I
Okay.
want the voice.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's another question. Why does it have to be a position? You can serve your school, your nation, your country, your planet as a private citizen, right? In fact, if you think about it, one of the biggest, greatest, most influential leaders we have are not politicians. Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates. They are not politicians. Oh, Elon Musk is becoming a politician now. But I'm curious. You don't have to serve your locale, your school, your country, the world by being a politician. You can even serve them in bigger ways, as Mark Zuckerberg, as Elon Musk, as Bill Gates has, because they have all these resources, this social media platforms that they can influence a lot of things and help a lot of people.
Well, I think for me, something that I realized is that it's not. I think the reason why a lot of politicians want the position, it's not only because they're greedy and they want to really be there. It's because also of how the people react. I guess like people respect people. Other people respect those in the
Okay.
position.
Okay.
So that's why. So it's not politicians' fault. It's not like those people in the higher ups. It's not their fault if they need to compromise. Like
Okay.
what you said.
Okay.
So I think that.
So nga naman yun, nga naman kinang pa man ka politician like my question is nga naman you can help other people in bigger and more substantial ways by in the people that I mentioned, right? These are leaders, and there are a lot of businessmen in the Philippines that have helped a lot of people too without being in public office, right? So why does it have to be that way?
Well, I guess it just depends on where your passion is.
Okay.
There's so many ways to help people.
Yeah,
You can be a doctor and
Yeah,
help
yeah.
people.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
can
yeah.
be a businessman and help people.
Yeah.
But for me, I think I just like the concept of it. I
Okay,
guess like
okay.
being up on there, talking
Okay.
to people,
Okay.
having something like this. I
Okay.
think that's something that I really enjoy.
Yeah, okay.
And I guess politics. I don't know. I just like meeting new people,
Okay.
and being in that type of environment. Like
Okay.
what I've noticed from my dad.
Okay.
So yeah.
So murag kuan ka murag daddy's girl juga.
Murag. Ako tanong ako after ani. Murag after ani. Murag sure.
Mga kaigalan ko nahibong mo kinsa inyong giya paminaw dili ni siya kandidato sa eleksyon ha.
Wala ko sa balota.
Wala siya sa balota pero magkaon siya balot. Or do you eat balot? We have Bianca and Julia here live from 105.1 TMC. They're from part of Southcrest. Our atong hisgutan kanang buntaga sa ato ang top of the morning is high school life. Ikaw Justin, mangutana kon mo Justin, unsa man ang imong pinakapaborito nga part sa high school?
Oh my goodness. I liked high school a lot now. I think it was a good time for personal development. And I can't actually think of a specific, like thing about high school life that I like. But I would say that forming lifelong friendships is something that's important to me. And thank you. And I don't know if you could really, when you're new in high school, maybe like on your 7th grade, you know, you make as much friends as you can, right? You probably know everyone. As being in the student council, you probably know everyone in the school, right? Am I right to say that? Or like
Most.
most. Maybe you don't know their names, but I'm sure you're familiar with their
Yeah,
faces.
yes,
like
yes,
definitely
yes,
you can say
definitely.
that's a student of South Crest. That's my
Yes,
schoolmate,
yes,
something
yeah.
like that, right? And as I don't know if you can relate, but the older you get, the number of friends that you can truly depend on and count on could only be counted like with your fingers lang, right? So but I'd like to ask you guys. I
Hey, you
feel
didn't
like
answer my question. What's your favorite part of high school?
Moto, I mentioned it already. Forming lifelong friendships. Yeah.
That's so broad, man.
Yeah, well, there are friends man good that I'll be specific now. So I have friends in high school that I've known for how many years ago na siya? More than 10 years ago already. And it's weird because when we were friends in 7th grade, like we did everything together. We go to lunch together, we attend like the morning masses together, even though we were all from different sections. Kuya gihapon mi. And when we went to college, we all drifted apart. Some of my friends went to Manila, studied in Manila, ako diri sa Cebu. So, but we call ourselves a low maintenance friendship. Like, do you have friends like that, guys? Nga kanang you don't meet each other every month. I think
Once a year.
once a year, good. Like we see each other once a year na siguro. So, imagine once a year na mo magkita, pero it still feels like time hasn't passed and you know each other. So now that we're like, I'm 24, my friends are mostly mga 24, 25. Uban na mo, nasa States. A lot of them are like, we're all over the place na. And when it's someone's birthday and we greet each other and when we meet up, it still feels like yesterday. It still feels like when we were
Yes.
kids. And these are the kinds of friends that I know I can depend on nga when real problems come, they'll be there for me. And sorry, thank you. I forgot to put this on. And that's because I feel like they're the best influence for me. So I feel like I base these lifelong friendships not on the number of years that we spent together, not on the number of times that we hung out, not on the number of times that we had fun times, but on the number of times that they reminded me of the good things, the important things in life. Because when you have problems, like even as the little problems that you have as students, these are the kinds of friends that would remind you of like values, core values. Now, what it truly means to be a family member, reminds you of your role as daughters in your family, reminds you of your role in school as a student leader, as a servant. What does it truly mean to be a servant? Nadili pasikat. It actually reminds you of who you are, the beautiful things about you. So yeah, I miss that about high school, making lifelong friendships that like meeting friends that know you from your like development, something like that, right?
Answer that question too?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I want to be able to share to you also my high school experience, right? Because I think this is important. I never felt while I was in high school that high school was important. I didn't think that.
It wasn't important.
No. While I was in there,
Okay.
because they kept on telling me. My mom, my parents, this is the best years of your life. But I never really felt it that it was the best years of my life until after high school. You know what I mean? Because sometimes, most of the time, life is about contrast, right? You really can't, because nothing compares high school. There's nothing in your life that will ever be like high school, although there's a tendency for some people that high school never ends. Na obang tao nga tigawag na kay tanan morgyapon high school nga chismoso japon kay tanan, chismosa japon kay tanan, kani conscious japon kay sila about how other people feel. You know, that's what high school was, right? Mga chismis, mga outfit, mga trying to form new friendships, mag-click, mag-away-away, ano bitaw. So I think that's a very, very good learning learning banga. You have to don't just think it. You actually have to understand that this will never be the same again. This whole high school thing, man, because you're caught between responsibility, almost adulting, but not quite. You're still under the supervision of your parents, right? So you're still under like kind of a net. You still have a net to fall on. You still have a parachute if you fall, right? So this is like practice for real life, and nothing beats that. Nothing beats that.
So
Nothing.
I think what you're trying to say is you're letting them know they have to cherish.
Yeah.
But why was it at that time, Jiggy, before the contrast, before the idea
Yeah.
of like now my college?
Yeah.
How come in your high school days you never really thought of
Because it was hard. Because it was frigging hard.
when you focus like
Yeah. It was so hard, man. Like it was so hard for me, and you know, it was like hell. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I meant now I can mean that in a good way. You know, but
Formation year.
yeah. But back then, while I was there, you know, like more like you cannot appreciate something man good until it's gone, right? Pardon me for the cliche, but it is what it is, right? So I enjoyed it. When I was in college already, like, I wish I could go back to high school and all of that stuff. No matter how hard it was.
Yeah.
Mona siya. Mona siya.
Actually, I'm glad you guys brought up when it comes to high school life, one of the most important things for student formation or even personal development as teenagers. You guys are Gen Z?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm Gen Z too. So we're Gen Z. Okay. So I'd like to talk about that, the Gen Z experience, high schoolers. What are values that high schoolers hold dear, and why is it so important that we develop our core at a young age? Like Jiggy said, these are the best years of your life, and who you are right now, as cliche as it might seem, that's basically who you're gonna be for the rest of your life. People think, no, you can change. Yes, you can change, but personality is stable throughout life for most of your life, right? And you start building habits, tendencies at this age already. So first of all, let's talk about what are the misconceptions of a Gen Z. Like kana magchika-chika. What do you think? I'll ask Julia first, no? Kanang mga Gen Z, what do people think about your generation, or what do they think your age is all about right now? Your focus and all that.
I think a lot of people think that Gen Z is just about TikTok. It's just about dancing.
Number one, TikTok dancing.
It's just about lingaw lang.
Okay.
And they're not really as hardcore as like the other generations before.
Okay.
But from my experience, I think that the expectations are still the same, if not more, because the people before us achieved so much that we want to apas it. We want to like continue their
or do
let's say,
better
legacy. Do not necessarily do better, but just be as good as them.
Okay.
Yeah.
With what you mentioned, hardcore, what do you mean by the older generations might be like the stigma is that they're more hardcore? What does that necessarily mean?
I think there's a lot of stigma right now that the millennials or like the generation of our parents, they're more strict. Like they're more they were raised very
differently.
Yeah, very differently than us, and we're freer. That's the term they use.
Okay, so freedom in the sense that I would think of that as like resources, for example, right? Like I think a lot of the older generations, I don't know if you can relate, would saying we have so much resources on our hands na.
Especially digitally.
Like AI and everything. All those things, right? So then they expect from us na,
since you have everything, you could do more.
You could do more. You should do more because you have everything.
Exactly, yeah.
So thank you for that. How about you, Bianca? What do you think? Congresswoman. Kana. We have to.
I understand na stigma bitaw na kanang murag like every time example na ask ko sa akong phone kamo sige na mong cellphone.
Sige ra mong cellphone.
Pero what if di ay kung naa ko sa ilang panahon sige ra kog takyan. Sige ra kog kuan.
At their time.
Ilang mga games and all kay mo man din akong giingon sa akong mama no na. When I was your age, all I did was like watch TV at home and like play outside with my neighbors.
Okay.
Ako play outside sa akong neighbors ga TikTok naman sa. Basig anyway.
Mag-TikTok na lang mo ha. That's the thing. That's the way to do it.
Well, anyway, I think I agree with what Sandy said, that we also have our own concerns. We also have our own things that cloud our head because time keeps on moving. If we can see that there's a difference already from their time and our time, and we feel that, what more for us? That we still have more years to come. Yeah, so I think that's something that we worry about. And I hope like everyone knows that like Gen Z also, we also think for ourselves. We have a lot of thoughts. So it's easy to think that, you're still young, you probably just want to have fun, and all. But deep inside, we are contemplating. We are thinking about our decisions. And I think like now, especially as padung na ko mo adult, padung na ko mo college and everything, those really made an impact on me. Kana bitang like really thinking, what do I want to do? How can I survive on my own? How can I become less dependent on my parents? Because I'm sure both of us feel our parents have been very helpful. All that we have now are from them. So kana bitang unsaon na
and you're grateful for that.
Yes. Unsaon na mo pag-give back. So I think that's like, I wouldn't say pressure, but that's definitely something we care about. So I hope like all parents and all adults now know that Gen Z is more than just like our technological sphere now. It's more than just that. We also have our own feelings, we have our own passions, and we care about what we do.
Yeah, and I think it's really important that everyone realizes that the Gen Z is actually it's a powerful generation because your most formative years, the years that you were trying to grapple with self-identity and all those important concepts of building your core, it happened especially during a pandemic. Right? So most of us, like, I think about it with my little sister. She's in grade 12 now in ABM and Ateneo de Cebu as well. And so I think about in my high school life, like, it's super different from her high school life. Kay katong grade 12 ko, ang akong katong high school na ko, ang akong focus kay it's to survive school, you know, all the things related to high school life, survive hell. But then she had to survive hell plus a pandemic that made it worse. So I can't imagine how it is for her and what makes it different. Like, especially pagbalik sa pandemic, when the students came back, I realized nga, the generation's quite different. Like, the way that they act is different because they're so affected by the digital age also, no? And so there are a lot of things that I noticed from my students as well that they wish that the other generations knew about Gen Z. So you mentioned that we're actually very grateful and that we actually have these hopes and dreams to apas or to continue what our what do you call this? What our parents gave us. Ikaw, Jiggy, what do you think about the Gen Z? Like, what are the negative aspects of the Gen Z siguro that you noticed?
First of all, I think it's flawed when you have a sweeping statement about an entire generation because each person is really different, right? And I think I don't think there's one characteristic. You're Gen Z and you're not, right? I think magud ang inyuhang the main difference between your generation and ours perhaps is that
Which isn't so far, by the way.
Which is that far, mga 2 years lang. Gamay na kayo. Is your adoption to technology, right? But kaning mga tiguwang eventually kay kanang technology magud, it's just makaton naman na siya. Yeah, look at that, ma. Yeah. Like, for example, I'll give you an example of my mom. Let's say 5 years ago, she didn't understand what a cell phone was. She didn't know what an iPad was. But karon kuya na kaysanan. You know what I mean? So so it's just a matter of time. So kanang technological gap, kung ganahan lang ka makaton even at an older age, advanced age, makaton na gyapon ka. So ang mansag magtiktak-tiktak si mami, di ba? She's already 78 years old, right? Pero pwede na good if she wanted to. In fact, kita mo na magtiktok ang mga tiguwang, di ba? So I think it's flawed when you describe an entire a sweeping description of an entire generation, because I think if there's one characteristic of this day and age is that our technological improvements are by leaps and bounds, are exponential, right? Grabe jud kay sanan. Sometimes dilitam atong brains are not evolved enough to be able to understand what the hell is going on, right? Right? So karon you don't I keep on telling my kids this. That's why they're in the healthcare industry. You don't know what jobs will be available in the future. Your course would probably be obsolete once you graduate. That is very possible, especially with AI now, right? So I felt like healthcare was the industry that will never be replaced, hopefully, by AI, right? Because a nurse, probably there's a robot that can kaning amaman ka or kaning
give you your medicine.
but human care is different. But I'm sure eventually they'll be able to perfect another human being. But that's probably like not too close. Not too soon, but maybe like 10 years from now.
Still soon.
So I think kitang tanang, we're all scared of the same thing. Old and people alike, right? Yeah. So I think sometimes magud a person's we are all defined in many ways. I'm trying to make a sweeping statement. I truism, right? Yeah. We are all what's motivated by fear. Fear. We the original fear, of course, is
survival,
death, right? But let's not go there because that's too philosophical. But we're all motivated by the fear of the technology, AI, for example. So kita tanan pareha na taghadlukan. So I think the future, I feel like, is homogenous. I feel like everybody will think the same, everybody will feel the same, everybody will look the same, everybody will act the same, because we're all connected by this thing called the interwebs, right? The internet, right? So akong pangutana siguro, I guess, if you don't mind, Justine, my question would be, how do you feel about the way technology is moving? And what characteristics do you feel is important
for high schoolers
in a world that is increasingly becoming unpredictable? by leaps and bounds? What's may maayo nga karakteristika nga imong makatunan karon para ready ka for the future? How do you future-proof Julia? How do you future-proof Bianca?
First of all, like seeing how the technological developments are happening, it's kind of sad looking at it because instead of the AI supposed to help us and make our lives easier, it's like we're fighting it because we're trying to find jobs that AI will not take.
Okay.
So that's kind of sad, and it's also kind of scary, especially as a student, because I have to think of like what can I do? What can
Okay.
I do that AI can't?
Okay.
Yeah, so I think in a world that's so unpredictable and so ever changing, I think you have the characteristic that you have to have is adaptability and stability in yourself. So you have to and stability in yourself. So you have to like keep up with the times, but you also have to not get lost in whatever's happening and everything that's happening around you.
So then, like, you form a balance between you form a balance between kanang trying to adapt or change or be like some sort of chameleon, and whatever comes your way, you can challenge it. But then you have to stay steadfast in like who you are and what you believe in.
Yeah.
I like that. How about you?
Well, I think for me, the characteristic that you need would probably be humility. You need to you can't have pride na makaingon ka na it's okay na bitay AI like it's okay like I don't need to learn that. I can find it on the internet, Google, sayo na kayo, you know. So I think you should be open to still needing to learn. There's still imperfection. So meaning like there's so many things that you can still do if you put the effort and really try to learn it yourself. And I think no AI can replicate that because again, human beings are different. If we were able to do it before, then if we were able to contribute this much before, like with whatever we've known before AI pa, then maybe in the future, even if nana AI, we can still contribute
All
the
the
same
more.
things. Yeah. We can. It's supposed to go as a mix, I guess. It's supposed to complement each other, humanity and technology.
Not fight each other.
Yes, it
rather.
should complement. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I think
I'm
you
curious,
just-
how are they using AI, by the way? In
Oh.
school now. How are you using AI? How is Southcrest using AI? As an education tool?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
Okay, so I guess AI
Not as a
especially-
play tool.
Specifically, I think ChatGPT. Like a lot of people have been dependent on ChatGPT. So basically, I just actually discovered it like
Yeah,
half
if
of
you-
last year.
yeah.
Like how
Mine
it
was just
actually
this year,
works.
yeah.
So it's actually really cool. And as a student myself, it's actually very accurate.
Okay.
Like it shocked me. Like oh wow, like this would be pwede. It sounds like something I would say also.
Okay.
You know, so murag makakuha bitaw jud siya sa unsa ang gusto sa estudyante.
Okay.
So it's scary at the same time. It's scary, but I think if you use it properly, okay naman
If
gyapon.
you know how to use it well, then that would be.
But basically, we use it sometimes like kanang murag, write me something or like
Yeah.
give me for this. Like sometimes for us SSC, like when it's already at the end of the day, human kapoy na jud kami, no? Like there are times also that we put in like, can you give me a caption for this? Like can you just like caption or like.
So you're
or,
allowed
like,
you're allowed to do that by the school, or is that a hush hush?
for student council, it can help us like since it's just captions.
So
and all,
you're
it's
allowed
okay.
to do that.
Yeah, we're allowed to do
It's
that.
illegal in your school to do that.
Not in like something that you have to pass academically.
Okay, okay.
Like I don't think you should do that for something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's
Ano man,
considered
ano man.
plagiarism and good.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you do that, it's not your own work. So I don't
Okay.
think you should do that. And if you want to learn, you have to be there. You have to be hands-on. You can't depend on something else. And also, you can't really pass something that's not your work, no?
That's too much
Di man pwede, instead of Bianca Ngarbanes, ChatGPT. So, so I
This
think,
project
yeah. So
by
if you're a student, I think you should definitely use technology
So,
responsibly.
but why is it important to pass your work and not a machine's work? Why is that important to you? Nga importante mo na. Well, so what if you passed a work from ChatGPT, you were able to encode the right questions for them to come up with a good answer, right? And so it was still yours in a way because you constructed
question.
the construction of the question was correct, right?
Yeah.
But if you use Manggod technology and you depend on it too much, that means that you will forever depend on it. So you can't escape because you didn't build the necessary skills that you're supposed to build right now to face future challenges. Like for example, nakoy essay himuon. I ask chat, make me a personal essay for my admissions. Okay. Nanakoy essay.
Okay.
Then here comes the next time. Na I need to write an essay, another one.
Okay.
But then, no phones allowed. Paper na. So man ako. Yeah, that's why a fox jump over at. No.
But see the thing with technology is it is becoming omnipresent everywhere, right? You both have cell phones, right?
Yes.
You probably are describing a scene now when there's no technology because maybe number one the testing body did not allow, or number two, it's probably a world with so low tech. There's no technology, there's no Wi-Fi, there's no cell phone, right? But in the future, I mean, like, I don't think that's going to happen. I think the scenario that you're describing is not happening. I think everybody will be using AI. I mean, not everybody will be using AI.
But
everybody will have access to technology, and you'll have a phone in front of you. And I think the way you navigate through the world successfully is the way you craft your questions. It's the way you use technology to your advantage. Right? So maybe siguro, like Justine loves to prepare for a zombie apocalypse. Maybe if that happens, then there's no technology. Maybe. Then that's useful. You know, so that's where it comes to play. But on a regular day-to-day basis, technology is omnipresent, and you will never be able to escape from technology. Although it's possible to have a power shortage. You know, it's possible to have a typhoon and everything's gone, right?
Yeah.
So I guess that's useful in that. But you're talking about disasters now, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, in work, I think technology will always be there.
Yeah.
I don't know of anything that cannot be invaded by technology.
That's why technology is. It's really inevitable for technology to be present in any career you're going to.
Yeah.
But then, if you're too dependent on technology, then who you are without technology?
Okay.
Like, who are you? Who are you without your phone? What can you do? Do you like, who are you without the help of someone else? Like, you cannot.
Something else.
Yeah.
When I say technology, Manggod, when I say technology, I mean everything, right? Technology doesn't mean cell phone alone, right? Shoes is technology. You know what I mean? A car is technology. A kaning bato o gang kaning like a hammer is technology, right? So who are we without shoes, for example? Like, imagine yourself without shoes, right? You cannot live without shoes, right?
I cannot live without shoes.
That's part of who you are now. So who are you without your pants, right? Are you gonna walk around without pants? You know what I mean? That's technology. You know what I mean? So I feel like computer technology, digital technology is something akin to a pair of shoes. It's like a shirt. If you're without it, you'll be naked. Because there are technologies that we can't live without. Can you live without shoes?
Yeah. I cannot live without shoes.
Okay.
There's really a lot of technology that you cannot live with. For example, my clothes. Okay. So, like, without clothes, that's kind of weird. But like,
I love
but I think that even without your shoes, even without your clothes, even without technology, like, it's you. Like, you know.
You're the one who
you
makes
are
it
you.
work, basically.
Yeah.
The concept of you.
The concept of you.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah. Because even if you have a pair of shoes there, and you don't know how to wear them, then they'll be useless. You have clothes on your drawer, pero di mo ka mo sa loob sa sinina. So, okay, you're gonna be walking around naked. So,
they're just a part of you, but they're not you.
that's a brilliant idea that she mentioned. No? So, technology, anything, digital, computerized, or anything that, as Jiggy mentioned, no, they're omnipresent. They're there to stay. They're there for us to use. But if we don't know how to use them properly to our advantage, that does not bring us harm in the future, or that does not, like, waste our potential, then sayang siya. Diba? It's not. That's a good point.
The thing, the one that's really scares me is naghimo ng technology. The people that are developing them, we didn't even vote for them. We didn't even say, hey, you make this technology. You know, it's just it just drops. The iPhone 16 just dropped. You know, like this software just drops. The word that they use is drop, right? They're not inviting you. They're not. It's not a democratic process, right? It's just we don't even have any. You know, I'm sad to say our role in changing technology in terms of digital technology in the Philippines is not as big as the West, for example. So kaning atong mga technologies are really like developed by mostly from the West, right? So murag lisod kayo i-adapt ang ato ang way of thinking, but may tabo na mausab atong pangunahuna because of the technologies that we have in our hands.
That's true.
Ang design na dili pareha nato. You know what I mean? Are not Filipinos, are not Asians. At least, although some Asians are beginning to develop new technology. Kung nahibog mo mga kigalan sa atong gisgutan karang buntaga, we're talking about high school life with our friends from Parif South Crest. They're actually Vice President and President Bianca and Julia live in the studios of 105.1 TMC. Topsmediacenter.com ang atong website. You can go to our Facebook page, Tops Media Center, or you can go to Jiggy Juice on Facebook. They're actually here also to talk about an event that they have. It's called the Astra Run, right?
Yes.
The Astra
Yes.
Run. Bag-ora gyud ko na human og kaning host og Cebu Marathon. Perti tong kapuya, perti tong nindutasan, perti sang daghanang mga kaning mga istorya-istorya daghang kay mga nindot, mga bati, mga comments, ana mo gina, di ba? Like you said, di ba? You can't please everybody. So akong pangutana karon, unsa man ning Astra Run? Ano nag-organize man mog Astra Run? Pasabta ko nami. Pasabta ato mga tigpaminaw sa YouTube, sa Facebook, o sa radio. Go ahead.
Okay, so the Astras Run. So basically,
Astras
Run. Yeah. So the Astras Run 2025 is the first ever night run hosted by Paref Southcrest School, led by grade 3 parents and fundraising committees. So basically, we've noticed that Cebu's running community has been very vibrant. It's been very loud lately.
Yeah, that's true.
And we decided and we just thought that this would be the perfect opportunity for us to join in the fun. You know, contribute to that bigger community, which is why we thought it'd be perfect to have the Astros Run.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you mentioned a fundraising project, right? What particular cause are you gonna build something? Are you gonna what is that? What's the cause?
I think this fundraising project is just for several projects in Southcrest.
Okay.
So yeah, we aim to like raise funds in order to benefit the students and give back to the people who keep helping us.
So if I want to join, I'm listening to this broadcast right now. I want to be able to join the Astras Run. Maybe you can give me the details, like what are the distances, what are the kasi si Justin ganahan na ba kaning nindot na t-shirt? So how does the running shirt look like? O niya ang venue, ang gun start unsa oras sa gabi man kani siya.
Yes, gabi ni siya.
Yeah, murag medyo strange kay siya kay usually buntag man ang run, di ba? Anong gabi man ninyo, asa man ni, is it safe? Daghang kay mga questions like that. Go ahead.
Yes, definitely. Sure, it's okay. We'll try to answer as much questions as we can. Okay, so basically the Astros Run 2025 will be held on January 26th. That's on Sunday at Mandani Bay.
Yes.
So there are various distances you can run. You can run for 1K, 3K duo, 5K, and 10K. So the reason actually why we thought that Gabi would be a better time is because this is for families and friends. You know, so it's easier to bring your baby cousins, your children with you because it's the night. You know, it's
everyone's
just
off
fun
of work and school.
Work. It's Sunday. You know, you can start to do a chill day and everything. So what else can you add, Sans?
And isn't it like nice to run at night?
Yeah.
Like, the vibes.
Dili in it. That's number one.
Exactly, dili in it. So it's like everyone will be more inclined to like build communities and like foster like friendships.
I'm actually excited for that, Jiggy, because they mentioned 1K around. I think that's kaya na gid na ako. When I heard 1K, I'm like, okay, that's great. I can do that.
No K.
No K run. Igo ra mo lingkod lang sa
Race registration pero di mo dagan.
It's a shirt for the aesthetic shirt. So where can they register for this and buy the race? First of all, what's included in your registration kit?
Okay, so our registration kit, it actually includes a lot of different stuff. You can get the official Astros Run 2025 shirt. You get a race bib. You get glow sticks. You get a drawstring backpack. You have raffle entries for various prizes that you could win. And there's also goodies that comes with this, freebies actually. So you can actually get a 20% discount coupon from Nike, a 100 peso discount from Decathlon, and other sponsor goodies. So definitely join. I encourage all of you to join.
I love the
Astros
glow
Run.
sticks. That's so cute too.
Exactly. Glow sticks because it's a night.
It's a very fun event. Okay, so where can our listeners register for this event? It's gonna be big and on the 26th, right? January 26th. So until when is the registration period, and where do they go? Who do they talk to?
So you can check our Facebook page, which is Paref Southcrest Astras Run, or visit our Instagram handle at astras.funrun to register online. So the link is just in our bio, and then just add your details, and then you may pay QR code, the bank transfer, Union Bank. Okay. The registration period ends already this January 17.
Oh no!
Yeah. This Friday. So hapit na. So
come on,
be
guys,
sure to register, guys.
Okay, and then when do they collect their race kits and everything? At the school?
Yeah, actually, so there's various places that you can collect your race kits so that it's more convenient
Convenient.
for everyone.
Yeah.
So when you register, you can actually choose where you want to collect your race kits.
Okay.
So for batch 1, we actually are distributing race kits per batch. So batch 1 are for those who registered before December 31, because that was the first deadline. So you can claim it at Paref Southcrest on January 17
Okay.
from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then you can also get it at Chase Diagnostics, that's in Subang Dako, Mandaue, on January 17 as well,
Okay.
from 7:30 to 5:30 p.m. And you can actually go to Decathlon, that's in SM Cebu. You can get it on from January 17 to 18 from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. So that's for the first batch for
Okay.
those who registered before December 31.
31st.
And then we have the second batch. So the second batch are for those who registered from January 1 to January 12.
Okay.
So you can get it at all the same places except the date is different. So
Okay.
again, you can claim it at in Paref Southcrest. That's on January 22 to 23.
Okay.
And then you can get it again at Chase Diagnostics. That's in Subang Dako, Mandaue from January 22 to 23. And then you can get it from Decathlon January 22 to 24.
Okay. So and those are the 2 batches that
There's
you guys.
actually batch 3, so that's
Napa.
continuous from now. So that's
Okay.
from January 12 to January 17. Ongoing pa on batch 3. So
Come on,
you can
guys, pwede pa tayo
register
maapas.
and join the Astros run. Yeah, so we're not so sure yet for the specific dates when we can release those race kits, but so be sure to stay updated on our
Yeah,
social
check
media
out the
to
social
get
media pages.
And si Justin, ganahan yun yung makakita sa t-shirt, right? Ganahan yun siya makakita. She needs proof of the shirt. So, palihog ko where can they find a graphic representation, a photograph of the shirt?
So all the details and the graphics could be found on our Facebook page and our Instagram page. So just visit our page and you can see everything that we're saying there.
All right. So once again, this
Yes.
page is
at Paref Southcrest Astros Run on Facebook and at astros.funrun on Instagram. Also, one more thing that
Yeah,
really
go
makes
ahead.
the Astros Run super exciting is that it is hosted by none other than Sir Jiggy.
Woo!
Thank you, Sir Jiggy.
I've been looking forward to meet that guy, man.
I've heard he's really cool. Yeah,
Isn't he the high school guy?
I think he's like he's like
Yeah.
he's
My
like tall,
batchmate
dark,
siguro.
and handsome. I think he's 6'3". I think he's 6'3",
everyone, if you
6'4". He looks like a basketball player, but
artista coming. Sir Jiggy.
artista hon.
Yes.
Anything else?
The Astros Run actually invites vendors as well. So we welcome food vendors that are selling delicious snacks or refreshing drinks.
And you're still open for that.
Yes,
Yeah,
we're still
okay.
open for registration. So again, you can check our call to vendors post on our FB and Instagram pages, and then you can just scan the call to vendors QR code and then
Yeah.
register there.
Yes, please, guys, for those who have,
Yes.
mga small businesses and would like to be concessionaires, that's one of the things I really look forward to at fun runs.
Yeah.
I get so bummed out when I go to a fun run and there aren't many stores or shops for me to check out.
Yeah.
So check out the Facebook
Yeah.
page for that.
And for sure, it will be such a fun event because we actually have a program in store.
Yes.
We have a band, we have Zumba,
We have booths, we have
all
games,
that.
and we have prizes for the
Yeah,
games.
exactly.
This is gonna be really
yeah,
great.
this is a whole program.
So no wonder the ladies are so busy. You guys have been really working your butts off
Yeah,
for
we're
this
making sure to have the
event.
right coordinators.
Yeah.
Because
Saan
we-
gun start, Tapita? What
Oh,
area?
okay, sure. So basically,
the gun start.
the
And
assembly
maybe you
time
can tell us
is
the
at-
route as well. Gun start and the route. Yeah.
Oh, sure. So basically, the assembly time is at 3 p.m. So
Okay.
it's great if you come during the assembly time so that you can still see the program. You can still go around the booth, and settle yourself in before the actual gun start. Because the actual gun start is at 6 p.m. And then it has 5-minute intervals per race category. And this starts with the 10K.
Okay, all right. So start at 10K. And then how about the route? Can you
the
let us
route,
know?
actually, we're not so sure about the specific route, but if you want to see the map, that's actually available on our
In our
social
It's
media.
on the page.
Yes,
Yes,
it's on the page as well.
page.
All right, perfect. Are there any details we probably have missed out?
I think that's it. Again,
Yeah,
it's
I
on
think
that's in Mandani Bay on January 26. In order to register, you can just go visit our social
Yeah.
media handles. Again, at Paref Southcrest Astros
Yes.
Run on Facebook and astros.funrun on Instagram.
Registration ends at January
17.
17. This
Guys,
Friday,
happy
yes.
na, 2 days
So
na
be
lang
sure to
go.
register right now.
Yeah, and the more the
Yes.
merrier, guys. Invite your
Yes.
friends, because that's the true purpose of their run. No? Bring your
Exactly.
family and friends, and then it's gonna be a great time.
Yes.
Ladies,
Way to start the new year.
Categories na yung mga categories like kaning family category, na couples category. Sometimes naman natin best in costume because I'm gonna be there as a ninja turtle or whatever. You know, like namoy na nga categories po.
Actually, we have a package. So that's a duo package. So that's for 3K. So the duo could be any. It could be you and your mom, you and your friend. Basta duo mo 2 registrants. And it's actually 200
pesos
off,
cheaper.
right?
Yes.
200 pesos cheaper
If you register
compared
as a
to
duo.
if you register on your own. So if ever you have someone who you know will go with you, might as well take advantage of our duo package.
Yeah. And then with regard to the categories, we have the top 3 runners. But then we also have a different category for the students. So top 3 student runners. The students could be outside of Paraf Southcrest. So we also invite other students from other school, to run and get a chance to win.
So would that mean that they'd have to also bring their ID from their school to be when they register? Is there a portion where they can indicate that there's a student? They are students from certain schools.
I think you can just bring like a form of identification and then like maybe there.
To be a part of that category.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Derek G on our chat at Tops Media Center YouTube says, we'll try to invite our running group, RWP Run Club. Perfect.
Thank you. Yay,
Thank you, Sir Derek. Yes, please do invite all your. And he also says, we'll try to, RWP Run Club. Shout out to them.
Atong takna karon 48 minutos ang nilabay sa alas 10. You're still listening to Top of the Morning. I'm your host. My name is Jiggy Juice.
And my name is Justine Narvios. And we are joined by 2 lovely ladies, our guests from Paraf Springdale. And specifically there's... Paraf Southcrest. Springdale is for the male. It happens all the time. I'm so sorry. Paraf Southcrest, right?
Yes.
Members of the Student Council.
Yes.
Right? And they're here to talk about the Astras run.
And of course, high school life. That's our overarching topic for today. Yes?
We're going
to give out some free registration. But before that, okay? Actually, let's do that before we continue the conversation about high school life. Are you guys going already? Is mommy and daddy asking you to leave already? Okay. So let's do a contest, right? What are we giving out? We're giving out free registration to anyone who can message us on YouTube or on Facebook at Jiggy Juice or on YouTube at Tops Media Center. Anyone, okay? Anyone listening to this broadcast right now, free race registration for the distance of your choice. Just simply tell us when and where is the Astras run happening. Kanus og asa mani ang Astras run happening, right? We all know that the deadline for registration is January 17, right? Karon ng Biyernes, right?
Yes.
That's a few days from now, right? 2 days from now. So while we're waiting for the potential winner, let's continue the conversation. Is that okay, Mommy? Teach? Okay na teach? How about you, Bree and okay naman, yeah? You guys want to join?
You guys can come.
Join us here. Because I was gonna ask you about because running is a huge community now in Cebu, right? Daghan na kayong mga runners sa Cebu, and I think running is a very very easy form of exercise, right? Sayo na kayo na siya pwede na magbasa na lang kayo sapatos, pwede na ka mo join in, right? And I think the health of the students, the health of the population, the health of the city is very important, right?
That's true.
Importante kaya na siya because I think maski unsa nimo ka bright, kung gikapoy ka, kung unhealthy ka, you know, there's a thing called, I don't know if you're familiar with this one, called a body that kaning handles your brain, and without this vehicle of a thing called the body, then what's the use of your brain, right?
Familiar gamay.
Yeah. So you're familiar with the body. You have one of those, right?
I think so.
Yeah. You suspect. You feel like you have a body. So my question here is, when it comes to taking care of your body, because we're all talking about your brain here, brain there, you know, so, you know, like input here, but we very few people, and I'd like to talk about this, especially Justine and I. Justine is a psychology graduate. Yeah. So my question probably is, what do you guys do to make sure that the vehicle that takes care of your mind is well taken care of too? Unsa man inyong gibuhat para ma-healthy mo? Anybody can answer that question, including Bree and Tara. Go ahead. I think your dad is a health buff, right? He's been running all his life, and I think his body is like he's an 18-year-old. So Bernard Sia. So how do you feel about that question, Bri? Like unsa man imong gibuhat nga maka asikaso ka sa imong lawas pud. Dili lang kay puros tuon lang, puros lang utok-utok. Niyang lawas di napasagdan na hinuon, di ba? Go ahead.
Well, actually, I'm not sure if I'm the best representative of my dad out of my like 2 other siblings.
Okay.
I'm the least athletic.
Okay.
So I'm not very
Well, you don't have to be an
qualified.
athlete, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Well, I kind of lost my breath walking up the stairs.
House gym.
In terms of non-athletic taking care of your body,
Okay.
for me that's sleep and stress, since they're very non-obvious and they're not always emphasized in the world of fitness.
Okay.
But it's very important because they have just as much of an effect on your body
Yeah.
as exercising or wellness habits do.
Okay.
So I think we can take care of our bodies in the little ways, and by doing that, we can also see the effects on our brain.
Okay.
Because you perform better, you think better, clearer, faster. So it's not always going out of your way to be fit, but also making sure that you are not going the other way and destroying your body with stress or lack of sleep, even especially as a student.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. How about you, Tara? Go ahead.
I personally play table tennis and volleyball.
Oh, nice. Okay.
She's a varsity girl.
Yeah, so I think it's one of the best ways to balance. Like after you study in school, and then it's the best way to let go and de-stress. So other than that, you can also run for Astros Run, because it's one of the many things that like me and my classmates are doing just to get in fit, because many of my classmates I know are running 10K because they just want to like prove to themselves that they are capable of it.
Okay. Okay.
They're training for it even.
Exactly.
Like, over the
Wow.
years.
Really? That's so cool.
This is serious.
What are you guys running?
I'm running 5K.
I'm running 5.
I don't think I can do
I'm
more.
running 5.
Yeah, we're all 5.
Five.
Yeah.
Join us, guys. 5K.
I'm impressed.
I was gonna just go for the 1, and now I kind of feel bad. These guys are going for 5.
Matod pa ni Lali, you go thong gonna please let them wear the best glow outfit.
Hi,
Glow in the dark outfit. Unsa man ang glow outfit? What does that mean?
So I guess like it would be really great if like although we provide like glow sticks and everything,
Ah,
you
okay.
can come in and bring your own glow sticks or maybe those glow paints. Like we've seen that also. Like
Okay.
those, like to decorate themselves with it. So
Okay.
It's basically it's just a fun event for everyone. So like
Okay.
if you wanna boost the fun and
Okay.
do
Dress
what you
up.
wanna do, dress
Okay.
up, go definitely.
So the question still stands, by the way. Just tell us when and where is the Astros Run happening. Post a message on my Facebook at Jiggy Juice, or you can go to topsmediacenter.com or Tops Media Center on YouTube and just message it to us. We'll give you, just type to us the date and the venue of the Astros Run. I'll give you not one, but 2 race registration. No, we were what's that again?
Any distance.
Any distance, yeah. Any distance, yeah. The distances again are 10K,
5K, 3, and 1.
10, 5, and 1K. We were talking about physical exercise, right? We were talking about taking care of your body, right? Rest and all of that stuff. But I think the mind is also distinct and although it is housed by the body, it's also different. It also needs a special kind of care, right? You're the psychology person here between the two of us, right, Justin? Am I correct that the mind, although exercise helps a lot,
they're very much interrelated.
interrelated, but still, there's the mind is one of the most unexplored, ununderstood, if that's a word, part of the human anatomy. Daghan pa kay di na to masabtan sa atong utok. And I think we need to take care of it. I think Justin may want to be able to craft that question better to our students here. Go ahead.
Yeah, so as Jiggy mentioned, although there's an interrelation between what we do with our bodies and how we think and how we behave, the mind in itself is it's a realm that not everyone has studied. We have studies about that, but it's not like 100% understood. But it's not even a part of human anatomy. In fact, the mind is really like this whole other thing that is uniquely different for each and every individual, which makes it beautiful in a way. So how do you ladies take care of your minds, take care of your mental health? What does self-care mentally look for you guys?
Well, I think for me, it means having someone to talk to. It's not easy. It's not easy to talk to other people, but it's something we need.
Yeah,
As
okay.
humans, we're not meant to be on our own. We're meant to be with other people as well. So it would be really great, I think, also for each and every one of our mental health. If you can find someone comfortable enough that you can talk to, you can actually be transparent to, and it's not something fast. Like, it's not like, oh, I meet Sandy, like, Sandy, you know,
You'll be an oversharer.
Definitely don't expect it to be like that. So it really just depends on how comfortable you are. And I think that's like a great way for you to grow also.
Exactly.
And then another super important thing that I'm super grateful that my school actually taught me also was to really trust and pray in God. I
Okay.
think that's something,
Faith.
Yeah, faith is such a big thing because I think it's something personal. It's even above like having someone to talk to, the best person to talk to. For me, at least, it's always God. So
Yeah.
I think you should really connect with your spirituality in that sense, and I guess just be transparent. Yeah.
It's so refreshing to hear the youth talk about that now. I feel like in an age of so many different opinions and technology, sometimes we lose our way when it comes to faith. And that's why with the upcoming Sinulog, it's really, this is an encouragement to all the youth now, and not only your schoolmates, but to all the students as well, to really reconnect with their faith, that understand that God is the ultimate person they can talk to. You mentioned in making friends, comes the part of being comfortable with someone, and you know how to increase that, how to be comfortable with someone. You gotta spend time with them. Mauna, guys, when you go to the Astras run, you bring your friends. Don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid to run alone, because that's where you're gonna meet new friends outside of your circle. You never know, like, oh, I didn't know that this person from this school was actually pretty cool, or this, like, I didn't know, like, the friend of my friend was like that. So make friends throughout the run. That's a way for you to increase your mental health. How about you? Would you like to add anything? How do you take care of your mental health aside from spirituality and making friends through the Astras run?
Those are really big points of like how I rest, because I really rely on God, like, with most of my baggage. Like, just yesterday I went to the chapel and I was like tearing up and stuff. But then I also think that taking breaks is also really essential, aside from sleep, as what Bree said a while ago. So you need to know how much you can take, and you have to like limit yourself, because sometimes you want to do everything, but the human body that I'm a little familiar with
and the human mind also can only take so much.
That can only take so much. Like, no matter how much you want to do, there's only a certain amount that you can. So you have to take care of yourself and prioritize your rest, because that's what's gonna bring you into whatever you want to accomplish.
Set expectations. I mean, there's a time for us to force ourselves, and there's also a time under the sun to really push and push and
That's
push.
right.
But you have to know the boundaries, the limits for that.
I noticed you talked about a lot of things like your spirituality, your taking breaks, rest, and all of that stuff. But I never heard anything about talking to the experts, the psychology experts, the psychiatrists, right? Because I think, Magod, like that we established earlier already, right? We established earlier that the mind is an unexplored realm. There's so many things we don't understand about it, right? And there are people like Justine to my left here who's trained and who understands the mind just a little bit more than most of us, right? So how about that? Do you guys feel that kaning stigmatized po na musturya ka og psychologist or psychiatrist kanang because I think you're never too old or too young to talk to a mind expert, a psychologist or a psychiatrist, right? How do you feel about that?
I think that's another good thing about Southcrest, because we have a mentoring system. So a student is assigned to a teacher, and they get regular talks and conversations, so the teacher catches up with the student. And I think it's a good way to develop yourself, because you have an adult to talk to, and you have you have a trusted adult to talk to, and the teachers actually, unless it's like super serious that really needs professionals,
then they refer.
Then they refer, of course. But then the teachers really try their best to comfort the students and to make the students see what they couldn't before. Yeah. But in regards to like medical professionals, as in like therapists, we also go to our guidance counselor. Like, we're open to that idea that we go to the guidance counselor for help.
So it's a norm.
Yeah.
It's a norm in your school.
Because I think we recognize that like we really need help, and we can't just be alone all the time, because if you're in your thoughts all the time, you get lost. You get like you get deaf. So you have to hear someone else
from the outside.
Yeah, and it's better if you hear the opinion of someone who knows what's happening. Yeah,
exactly.
So that for me is like the guidance counselor, and aside from the trusted adult, also professionals.
I really
So,
admire
yeah.
how their school has that system, the mentoring system. No, I feel like educators are taking that extra step. So kudos to your school.
Yes,
You know, they're not
yes,
just
yes,
doing their
yes.
job. It's like, okay, I'm gonna teach a class and then that's it.
Yeah,
I'm out.
yeah,
after.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Don't bother me after. Ano, diba? Pero I like that they're actually looking out for the welfare and like the personal development, the character gid ba of the students, and they're there for them. And that you guys are actually very much open to talking to guidance counselors. We've spoken to a lot of the youth, and it still exists until now. There are some people who are, they're afraid,
course, yes.
bitaw, and especially when they have issues that they don't want their
Yeah.
parents to find out. Yeah, you know, they feel like guidance counselors are snitches, ba? For the lack of a better term, gets
Yeah.
stitches. So yeah, I'm glad that your school is open about that. What about the community of girls of like your classmates? Are you the kind? Because I don't know if it's an all girls school, right?
Yeah, it is. We're all
Okay,
girls, yeah.
so I understand the dynamic might be quite different, and I'm interested to find out: is it like that? Is it true, like the stigma that I've heard from all girls schools, that it's like a sisterhood, or that you can openly talk to each other about issues, or is it sometimes also like a rivalry because of the because of the fact na you guys might have so much differences and what is it like being in an all girls school, and how does that relate to how you take care of your mental health?
Like sometimes you can feel, because you're all girls, like you're all set to the same expectation. So it's like you have to be like, you have to be special, you know.
Okay,
But then
that's interesting.
But then sometimes it's like it's not like that in in our school, because like we really value relationships between each other, and we really value friendships. Like, these are my besties, guys.
Aww.
Yeah, so we really value sisterhood.
Yeah.
And it's nice to know that you can choose anyone in your classroom and you can depend on them. So that's really what I like.
Yeah, that's
about our
unique.
school.
Yeah. Is there anything you'd like to add?
Yeah, also just to add to what Sandy said, I feel like I mean, like, not everyone in every school, of course, not all students are the same. Not
Yeah, and
all
they get
students
along.
are
Yes,
everything.
yes.
So whether that be an all-girls school, a co-ed school, you really can't expect everything to all of them
Yeah.
to be good
Yeah,
students.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So I think that's just a reminder, like, to give everyone, especially if you're planning to, like, go into an all-girls school, it's great. It has its benefits and everything. But of course, there are things that we can't control anymore. Like within, these students, they have their own personal lives as well.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
So far from what I've experienced, I'm really close with my friends. I'm really
Okay.
close with my classmates, and I think that's what makes it special.
Yeah.
Also, that we're all
Yeah.
girls. There's also a fun part to it, definitely.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we relate to a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I feel like because you're an all-girls school and your group of friends are mostly girls, you have the same interests,
Yes.
more or less, right? The same hobbies, more or less, and that also makes school life a little bit more
Yeah.
fun and interesting.
Yeah.
So I know you mentioned something about how there's like sometimes this sense of wanting to be a little bit more special, and I'd like to tap into that if that's okay with you guys,
Sure.
because we all know there are good sides and bad sides to being not necessarily an all girls school, but having a group of friends na puro ra mga babae. Not that there's a stigma of like how girls act and guys act, or a big difference, but what could be the things that you feel like could be improved or wish that it was different in terms of a dynamic ng all girls mo?
From my experience, okay, let's be being real, being real.
Yeah.
It's this is just one of them, but it's like,
Yeah, that's okay.
you know, going in, looking in your physical appearance. Like, you know,
okay. That's okay. That's number
Yeah.
one. Yeah, I can understand why.
Yeah, there's like my school. Like I look around and everyone looks so good. And, like, I'm always sweating. Like my hair is in my
Nanaman
face.
ng sweating.
Yeah.
She's a hard
I'm
worker,
sweating.
man.
I'm like everywhere, and it's like, how do you not sweat? Like, why do you
Why
not
are
have
you not
pores?
sweaty?
Like, are we the same person? So
that's
it's like
funny.
sometimes you really like comparison is really like
Yeah.
inevitable, because it's just like, why do you look good? And why
Especially
is my
because
hair
you're
like
all
this?
girls.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one issue in high school life. So
Yeah.
I'm sure Jiggy nakarelate kita na nako. Naka-compare kita na in high school baka kanisha ba, like this person is always this and that, and
Yeah.
maybe I don't know if I don't want to make a sweeping statement again, but maybe the comparison is heightened when you're also in an all girls school, because the expectation is the same for everyone, man. That that all of you guys should look clean and well put together, and maybe in your example, not as sweaty, not as sweaty. Pero if there were guys in the mix, then you wouldn't be so pressured to feel sweaty, because when they're sweaty, it's fine most of the time.
They sweat more than the girls.
Yeah, and it's okay, but it's not so
Yeah, so you
acceptable
just
for us to
blend
be
in.
sweaty.
You just
Okay,
blend in with
I
the
didn't
guys.
think of that. That's a very interesting take, and that's why I think, if I may, it's very important that it's nice that you guys have that sisterhood kind of mentality that overcomes the comparison part. Because again, there'll always be negative sides of that kind of community, nga all girls, but then the positive can definitely outweigh that, no? And I'm glad, and I see that right now. Like I feel the vibe. Nga, marag, these girls are a bunch of besties, good for since like
We're in different grades.
Yes, guys.
Like, in different
Oh really?
grades,
What
yeah.
grades are you guys in?
We're classmates actually.
They're classmates, but then she's in grade 11, so
Yeah.
they're in grade 10, grade 11.
Oh
grade 12.
my, okay, yeah. So
Yeah, we're
the,
still
you guys are still sisters in a way, right?
yeah.
Different ages lang. Jiggy, is there anything else you would like to ask them?
You mentioned earlier about the Sinulog. I think we need to talk about the Sinulog too.
Okay,
The Sinulog is just right around the corner. In fact, we had a chance to talk to Val San Diego. I don't know if you know Val San Diego. I don't know if that name rings a bell to you, but he's a guy, and together with his family, he's the guy who started the whole Mardi Gras dancing thing. He was he's a popularizer of the Sinulog dance steps. He's a popularizer of Pit Senyor Kang Tatay Kini. In fact, his dance troupe won so many times during the early days of Sinulog that they were elevated to the Hall of Fame.
Wow.
Right? So, kanang the Sinulog that we know now, that we see now, a huge chunk of that, a huge part of that is influenced by the San Diego Dance Company.
San Diego.
The San Diego Dance Company, right?
Yeah.
So we had a chance to talk to him, and we also had a chance to talk to a Balikbayan who's going to be experiencing Sinulog for the first time this Sunday. See Rocco Steady. Right, Rocco Steady was here. He's actually a rap artist. He's a rap artist turned lawyer turned rap artist. Balik na po, yeah. And he'll be experiencing the Sinulog for the first time. Kamo, like I don't know how you feel about the Sinulog, because Sinulog is primarily for a kind of worldview, a persuasion, if you will. Kamo, how do you feel about the Sinulog?
Honestly, Sinulog is awesome.
Okay.
Like, like it's really amazing, and it's really like, wow, because like every Sinulog Sunday, it never rains.
Okay.
Like you can put Sinulog in any Sunday. Yeah, and like even though it was like I think it was last year, it was like very rainy.
Okay.
Like the season was rainy, but suddenly like in Sinulog Sunday, it was so bright.
Okay.
So it's like it's really a reminder that we are celebrating Sinulog for a purpose, and God exists. Yeah, and God, I think so.
Well, I think for me, I think what shocked me actually was like during Sinulog, I noticed like a lot of like most things that were popping up on my feed were all like party, festival here, festival there, club here, club there. But I think we should remember, especially for the youth also, that we need to pray first. I think you should remember that it's not a day. I mean, partying it's fine, it's fun, it's okay to have fun, like why not? But then you have to remember the purpose, and that's in your Santo Niño. Yeah, so that's just something that I wanted to point out.
Yeah.
How about you, Bree and Tara? Do you have any inputs on that? How do you feel about the Sinulog? And what are you most looking forward to doing? Are you looking forward to going to a party? Are you looking forward to perhaps watch a particular contingent of many contingents during the Mardi Gras at the Cebu City Sports Center? By the way, Sinulog is back in its original venue at the Cebu City Sports Center. How do you feel about the Sinulog? Go ahead, Bree, starting with you.
So fun fact, that's actually a few days before my sister's birthday.
Oh, okay.
So I don't want to say unfortunately we're skipping out. I don't want to think about it as unfortunately. We're going to be celebrating her birthday that day.
Okay.
And the day prior, she has like a birthday party with her friends.
Okay.
The whole weekend is like booked for us.
Okay.
But in place, my family does not like to miss it. We're always at our grandma's house every year, either watching it online or a few years ago, before the pandemic, we went to the actual march.
Okay.
We all got like severe stomach flu after. So yeah, but I remember as a kid growing up and listening to the priest during Sinulog season, and then at the end, the entire church would just sing songs. Some would go bow at Santo Niño. I was so surprised when I heard from other cultures that Santo Niño wasn't a thing there.
Us.
Yeah, so as Cebuanos, we kind of grew up with Baby Jesus. It was like another sort of friend. So maybe not the fiesta or the season specifically is super unique or memorable for me because I haven't always attended, but it's the constancy of Santo Niño in our lives, I think, is what's special to me about Sinulog and why I appreciate it so much. Because I grew up with Baby Jesus, guys. You know, Cebuanos do that.
Yeah. It's our thing. It's our thing. It's the image that we look that we associate ourselves with, no? With Baby Jesus.
Okay. How about you, Tara? Go ahead. By the way, Justine will take off in a little bit. You know, she has to go because she just like you, she's also still a student. Yeah. She's third year high school.
Second year high school.
She's actually taking up law as well. So yeah.
Your sister? My sister also went to psych and then.
Oh, cool. Okay. Hopefully you guys will too. But I'm really happy to meet you guys, and I feel like I learned a lot from you ladies already this morning. And I hope you guys can come back soon. Please do.
Yeah.
Please do. Right.
Sure, no problem. Thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So I think I cut you off accidentally, right?
Go ahead.
Tara, you were
So how do
supposed to
feel
answer.
about the Sinulog?
I think Sinulog is a way that really shows the devotion of the Cebuanos
Okay.
because there are Santo Niño masses that are held, and this is not that Santo Niño isn't filled on a regular basis because it really is, but during Sinulog it gets extra filled with like there are people beside you, you're like sardines because it really shows like how like devoted the Filipinos or Cebuanos specifically are to Santo Niño and how much Santo Niño has really like shaped their lives. So during the fiestas, you really see them dancing it all out because they really believe and well, we really believe that he has really changed their lives.
So what are you guys going to do like this Sunday? Is there a specific activity, event that you're going to?
Oh, we're thinking about going to the fluvial if we can apas it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you
Yeah,
mean? Like
Sunday.
you're gonna on top of a float?
I'll just fall off
Um,
there. on top.
Yeah, because sometimes
I'll audition as a
sometimes diba
dancer.
musakay man sila musakay man magbarakona, diba? So you're gonna go in one of the boats or one of the bancas
Maybe,
or
like one of the boats that are, it's a trail, right? It
Yeah,
goes,
yeah,
it
yeah,
follows.
yeah.
So maybe we'll go to a boat that
Okay.
just follows the path.
Okay.
So yeah, so
Wow.
I'm pretty excited for that
Yeah.
if it pushes through.
That was actually
So,
Diva
yeah.
Val San Diego's advice. Nga, if you wanna enjoy the Sinulog, you have to.
Because they have a reenactment of Santo Niño and it's like the faith part, you know.
Oh,
Faith
wow,
part.
okay.
But I hope you guys have a fun Sinulog and enough time to prepare for the Astro Run. I gotta run, guys. Run up
run.
one.
Hey, you gotta
for
run.
real. But it was really nice to meet you. I'm gonna hand the mic back to Jiggy because I know we still have these 2 tickets that are
Yes.
ready to be given out. We just need people to comment on that.
Okay, thank you. It's
Thank
nice
you guys
to
once
meet you.
again.
Bye.
Thank you, Justine. My the microphone. You're gonna have a microphone in your class. Future lawyer Justine Narvios. There you go.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, you're listening to Top of the Morning. I'm your host. My name is Jiggy Juice, and live in the studios of 105.1 TMC is, of course, the students of Southcrest, Parif Southcrest. They're here for the Astros Run, which is happening already. What's the date again? January
26th.
January 26th, Sunday. And the deadline for registration is already this Friday, right?
17th.
One ang last day.
Morning last day.
Okay. So again, where can they register?
Again, they can go on our social media pages. That is at Parif Southcrest
Okay.
Astros Run on
Okay.
Facebook and astros.funrun on Instagram. We posted the link there, so they can just click on the registration link, fill in their details,
Okay.
and then they can pay through Union Bank. So
Okay.
actually, you don't have to like bank transfer directly. You can actually pay through Union Bank and in GCash.
Okay.
But there is like a 15 peso
Transfer fee, yeah.
transfer fee. But yeah, it's still accessible. The QR code is just there.
Yeah.
So please feel free to register already.
Yeah.
And how about the claiming of the race kits, the race shirt, and all of this stuff? Do you get to claim it immediately after you purchase the thing, or is there like a time or a date that they have to claim it?
There's actually again
batch
the releasing of the race kits is per batch.
Okay.
So basically for batch 1, those are before December 31. You can get them at Parif Southcrest.
Okay.
This is on January 17. You
Okay.
can get this at Parif Southcrest,
Okay.
at Chase Diagnostics in Subang Dako, Mandaue, and at Decathlon in SM Cebu City.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you can get that on January 17 or 18 if you have registered before December 31, which was our first cut off.
Yeah.
Then for batch 2, those are for those who registered from January 1 to January 12. You can get it at all the same places. Again, Paref Southcrest, Chase Diagnostics in Subang Dako Mandaue, and Decathlon in SM Cebu.
Yes.
So you can do that from January 22 to 23, but then in Decathlon, there's actually usually an extra day. So
okay. Yeah, so again, all of these information can be found in our posters, which is at our FB page, Paref Southcrest Astras Run, and our Instagram handle at astras.funrun.
Yeah,
So yes, just check our pages out.
It is now 11:17 live in the studios of 105.1 TMC. We have our friends from Paref Southcrest for, of course, the Astras Run. And, of course, we're talking about high school life. And we're wrapping this up. I think they need to go to school, right? So what happened? Like, how did you get excused from school today? All four of you.
Oh, we informed the school and the teachers about what we're doing
okay,
today. So
okay.
we're going to promote the Astras Run.
Okay, okay.
So we were able to join you here today.
Okay. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you for inviting us.
Yeah. And our YouTube channel is lit with comments. Derek G, thank you so much. Lali Yogothong, Jed Narvios, Brina Pede, LGT, and everybody who are chatting with us on YouTube. Also, good morning to our friends listening to us on our website, topsmediacenter.com. Daghang salamat sa inyong pagpaminaw sa among programa karong buntaga. We're looking at these lovely ladies here, future leaders of Cebu, of the world, from Paref Southcrest. Atong gisgutan karong buntaga is, of course, high school life, right? The world, like I said, is a very unpredictable world, right? And then what takibaon sa trabaho in the future, right? We don't know what to expect in the future, not because we don't have forecasting skills, we don't have predictive skills. It's because the way that technology improves is just by leaps and bounds. Exponential. Kusog yung ba? Kaya doon na magun, medyo, although we're still very bad predictors, gaingon sila nga, mga tao kuno, human beings are very bad predictors of the future. Like we don't know what the future will actually bring. We think we do, but actually we don't. Because when you look at a problem, we look at the solutions from a different perspective. I was talking about it earlier with Justin a few episodes ago. Nga kana bitong, there was a time nga there were horses, right? In the streets before cars. And then ang problema ng horses kay baho kuno kayo kay daghang kayo mga feces, right? In the streets, right? And then mura og samok ay tanan kay hugaw kay ang daan, di ba?
Yeah.
So ang ilang solusyon is let's make food nga dili baho ang ilang tae. Number one. Or number two, let's figure out a way to clean the roads more efficiently. 10 years after, there were no horses anymore because there were cars, right? So ang mga solusyon nga ilang gipangita dili mao.
Yeah.
Kaya nangita unsa man ni paglimpyo sa daan, unsa man ni nga dili na baho ang tae sa kabayo, di ba? There was lucky ba ang solusyon dili diha. Ang solution is another new technology. So mo na pasabot ba when you look at the present situation, when we look at where we are placed in time, we don't see the solution because the solution is not there.
Yeah.
The solution is somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
So kanang butanga ba? Like how do you feel about ako when I was a kid, I feared applying for a job, right? Because I applied when I was in high school, right? Yeah, but I was stupid enough to talk to an authority figure, which is the station manager of the station that I applied in, and I was like, I had butterflies in my stomach, right? So, but the unknown is really scary, right?
Yeah.
Like how do you guys deal with the unknown? How do you know what do you do when you don't know what to do? What do you do when you don't know what to do?
I think what keeps me going into the unknown, even though I'm scared, is faith that everything is going to be okay. So there are many times that I do something and I don't know what's going to happen. I apply for something and I might be accepted, I might not. I might even be like I don't know, bashed or something. But there's also that possibility that I could be accepted.
Okay.
So anything could happen.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, you have to believe that, okay, if you're bashed, okay, Adi, you're bashed. But then you will move on. You will get better. And things will really turn out better. It's just, yeah, there's always like, you'll be okay. That's how I go into the unknown.
I think the unknown, that's a very relevant topic to me right now, knowing that in 5 months I'm not going to be wearing this uniform anymore. So I think what I'm focusing on right now is, okay, at the end of the day, whatever happens, kaya ba na ako mabangon? I think that's the main thing. Na kaya ba na ako move on?
Resilient.
Will I be able to find something else if ever this doesn't work? Because again, we're unsure, and that's part of it. That's part of life. You can't make sure of everything. So
that's the part of the fun, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Not knowing is half the fun. Imagine if you knew the ending of a book, what's the point of reading, right? Right.
So I think that's it. You have to have self-confidence. It's really up to you, Manjud Good. Like, whatever happens, if you know that you can get back, if you know you still have that want to do something else and maybe find a better solution, then what's your problem? You know, like what's there's no problem out there. So you have to learn how to be confident in yourself and like just reassure yourself that I know that I'm someone who doesn't give up that easily. And if that's something that you're still working on, that's fine, because sometimes you need to know also that you have to believe that people also support you.
Yeah.
There's so many people that have your back and are ready to help you whatever happens. So you're not alone. Whatever decision it is, whatever thing is on the line, there are people that's gonna help bring you back up if ever you can't do that for yourself.
That's true.
So yeah.
How about you, Bree? You may be closer to the microphone. Yeah.
So I have to admit, I'm the type of person to charge into the unknown, like head first, straight away. Don't think of the repercussions. I can deal with it if ever. I'll take the unknown before the fear kind of like stops me from even moving, because I think that's what a lot of people, groups, leaders, if they're afraid of the unknown, they just don't step into it.
Okay.
Or even me sometimes, a lot of the time. But so before the fear consumes me, I like to step into the unknown and I'm like,
see what happens, right?
Yeah.
Here goes nothing.
Yeah, just fight against the problems as you go along. I'm not sure if that's always a good thing to do.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is. It's brought me so many blessings and opportunities in life. And I hope he's not listening. Oh my goodness. I know that at least when I do step into the unknown and it's gone wrong so many times, my dad was there to fix it for me. Yeah, my parents, they've like, I've created so many problems for myself, and they're just like, okay, let's do it. I'm not always grateful for that. So, like she said, supportive people, they matter so much. They're basically maybe the only reason why I'd ever even step into the unknown, you know? Because I might lose parts of myself, I might lose physical, tangible things I have, but you're still going in with the same people.
Yeah.
And you know, you're part of humanity, society.
Yeah.
You only have one life. There is no other life. So let's say researching, going into sciences or something, you're afraid to do it. It's risky. It might lead to nowhere, but it's also your contribution to humanity to walk one step forward, you know?
Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Tara? How do you feel about the unknown, and what do you do when you're faced with the abyss? And the abyss is looking at you, facing you, staring at you.
I think the unknown is what brings us to where we have to be in life.
Okay.
And whatever risk that like we take, we know that it's nice to keep in mind that we're always there for a reason.
Okay.
That everything that happens to our lives, like there's a way we can like like we can do something with that position to be able to help others or to fulfill our purpose also.
Yeah. That's also similar to like what my parents used to tell me.
Okay.
So my parents used to tell me that like in an opportunity, there's a 50-50 chance always that you will get, for example, again, college. There's a 50% chance you'll get accepted. There's a 50% chance that you won't. So might as well try. Because if you're too scared that you're gonna be rejected, then you lose that 50% chance that you could have got somewhere. There's no harm in trying. So it's like, might as well just take the chance, take the risk of getting the 50%. And if you don't, then there's always going to be something else that's better for you. Yeah.
You know what? You, all four of you, you're student council leaders, right? You're president, vice president, PRO, and treasurer, right? So you guys are go-getters. You're self-motivated, right? Do you feel like you are of a certain way of navigating through the world? You have a certain characteristic. You have a certain demeanor. You have a certain operating system that is probably different from other people, because na mag-uumang tao nga dili sila self-motivated. Na yung mga tao nga very susceptible to, let's say, depression, right? Na yung mga tao nga lisod kayo to motivate themselves, right? Do you feel, I know this is a very a difficult question, but I'll try to make it as simple as possible. Do you feel like a lot of who you are, obviously you're very self-motivated because you were able to become student officials, right, in the student council. Do you feel inyuhang pagka self-motiv inyuha the person that you are now is because of your education, because of your parents, maybe because of the way they developed you, or is it also partly because of who you are, your demeanor? Because namo yung uban nga butang dili matudlo. There are some things you cannot teach, right? Kana lang, for example, kana lang people who are susceptible to depression, right? Sometimes it's kind of physiological. Sometimes it's a chemical imbalance or whatever, right? So my question is, are you guys, the technical question here is, are you guys, is this nature or is this
what
nurture?
shaped you?
So what shaped you? Ang inyuhang eskwela or naabay hand ang inyuhang pagkatao nga walay makatudlo. Na mga butang dili matudlo, right? What do you think of that? Is that a valid question, by the way?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay.
For me, it's not nature versus nurture, but more of nature and nurture.
Okay.
Because growing up, your influence is your parents.
Okay.
So I've learned a lot from them.
Okay.
And they've really taught me that to be a leader, you need to be strong.
Okay.
And that's what I wanted to be. I wanted to be strong. And aside from that, my parents also taught me that you have to do things for the good of others.
Okay.
You have to be good to be good to yourself. You have to be good to others.
Okay.
And I think that's one of the reasons why I took up leadership positions, because they really taught me that finding happiness means finding happiness for others. And I think that that's also in my nature, because I don't know if my jokes are good, but I still crack them anyways. So
what? You're a comedian?
Not really.
Are you trying to be a comedian?
My sweat probably.
Okay. So maybe you can give us a sample of a joke. Come on, man. Come on. Hold on. Give me a second.
No.
We have to. Okay, na mag sound effects ani. Hold on. Give me a second. Hold on. Give me a second. So I have the instruments. I have when you say the punchline, I go. Diba? Or. Sige, go ahead. Sige. Because you know
Wait,
we
no. I wasn't expecting this.
Give us a joke. Give us a joke. Come on.
Gonna make a joke, miss.
Okay, I'm just gonna tell a story na lang.
Okay, but it's a funny story, right?
Yes, funny story.
Well,
I
it better be funny. Okay, sige. Ladies and gentlemen, here's Julia.
I'm gonna go home.
With
I'm gonna go home.
her first ever public joke on radio and on YouTube and on Facebook and on our website. Go ahead, Julia. I'll have the appropriate background music. Hold on.
To think.
Okay. Is that appropriate? No.
Oh, that no.
No. How about this? No.
Oh, that was kind of good.
Okay, good. See, go ahead.
Wait.
Okay, your joke.
Wait. I don't have a joke right now.
Come on.
No.
Come on. We'll give you time. We'll give you.
No, jokes come naturally.
Yeah, but it's not a joke. You said you have a story. You said so. Tell us a story, not the joke. Go ahead.
What story? What? No. There's a lot.
Remind her of one of her
stories.
Yeah.
Remind what happened.
Funny story.
I don't know.
I think we're all getting memory loss.
That's why. See, it takes time.
Okay, come on. Okay, tell.
Okay, this is gonna be really bad.
Okay,
but I'm
go
just
ahead.
gonna say it
Go
so
ahead,
that
go
we
ahead,
can
go ahead.
proceed.
Yeah, please, yeah.
Okay.
Because you're delaying us.
What? Oh,
Oh, go ahead.
this is really bad.
See, it's okay, man. It's okay. I've said worse jokes. Go ahead.
What? What do you call a good egg?
What do you call a good egg? What do you mean egg? Like a
Like a good egg.
Like a
Yeah,
table
yeah.
table egg.
Yeah.
What's
like
a good? I have no idea. What's a good egg?
Excellent. This is embarrassing.
Yeah, that's why I have a huge respect for stand-up comedians, right? Because unlike singing, unlike singing, there's a band, there's like musical instruments. A stand-up comedian just stands there and then hopes that whenever comes out of his mouth, it's funny. And falling flat is the possibility of falling flat on your face is there all the time, right?
Yeah.
Right. And you have to have like the confidence to go up there and say a joke. That was a good one though. What?
Yeah, I fell flat on my face in there. that was a flop. Okay, guys.
Would you like to do it again?
No.
Huh?
My redemption arc will happen like.
I will give you another chance.
No, I'm good. How about you? Yeah.
So, please remind them again of the Astros run. Go ahead. Date, venue, gun start, and then registration, when and where, and the whole 9 yards. Go ahead.
So the Astros Run is a fun run that will be held on January 26th, which is next week, Sunday. The run will be held in Mandani Bay. And the assembly time will be 3 p.m. since the roads will start closing then. And gun start will be at 6. So registration ends at January 17, which is this Friday. So to get the registration form, just go to our FB page, Para of Southcrest Astras Run, or our Instagram handle at astras.funrun.
Okay, and by the way, usually the perception is if it's a school-based event, people think that it's just for the school or for the alumni, right?
Definitely not.
Can you just tell everybody? I want it to come from your mouth. So, is this open to the public? Go ahead.
Yes, so this fun run event is open to the public. We're inviting everyone, your friends, your family, running enthusiasts here in Cebu.
Okay.
If you just want to start the year right and get into fitness and just even like have a fun night, like actually, the cool thing about this run is that if you don't want to run, you can actually walk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the finish line is for everyone.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to run and you just want to walk, feel free to do so. Under the cool breeze and the stars.
That's
it's
what I'm
perfect
gonna do.
opportunity. Yeah, this is
I'm
the
gonna
perfect
walk.
opportunity. So again, we have 1K, 3K duo, 5K, and 10K. So just choose anything that's appropriate for you or what you feel like doing right now. And again, registration still ongoing. So please register. This event is for everyone. You can bring anyone and everyone, and hope to see you all there.
Yeah.
And this is all for a good cause, right?
Yes, it's all for a good cause. Yeah.
And the event is happening at exactly what time do they expect? What's the gun start for the particular distances? What's the gun start? What's the gun start for 10K? What's the gun start for 3K? What's the gun start for 1K? Because people want to know. And also, is there like ample parking there? I mean, where are they going to park? Are they going to park at Mandani Bay?
Yeah,
What?
they can park at Mandani Bay,
Okay.
but some opt to drop off instead.
Okay.
Since it's like it gets a little traffic
Yeah.
in Mandani Bay because everyone's rushing to get the parking before
Yeah.
the road closes.
Okay.
But usually there's enough for everyone, I think.
Kaning usually, I'm familiar with the Mandani Bay route. I've run there before. Are you going to be closing which roads, and are you going to pass the main highway or dili? Wagi mo sa main highway. Are you familiar with the route? No.
I don't know if we're gonna pass the main highway, but based on like the past events that I've been to on Mandani Bay, it's usually like on the sides of the road.
Yeah, the road's just around Mandani. So
Okay,
it's
so
like you just go back.
magtuyok-tuyok lang. So murag
Yeah.
maglap siguro, like more than one, right?
Yeah.
Tara, yeah.
Example, there's a long road.
Go ahead.
Oh,
Okay.
there's a long road.
Okay.
Going straight. So it depends on the distance you're running. So if it's just 1K,
Yeah,
you
but-
just turn and then you turn somewhere here.
Yeah, but how about the 10K?
But if it's
Mugawa
10K,
sila sa
you
kuan,
have to
mugawa
go-
sila sa Mandani.
And then, yeah, you go out and then there's like one street corner that you have to turn. And then you lap around that corner.
Okay.
And then you go to the next street
Okay.
corner.
So,
And
okay.
then maybe on the third block and then you turn back.
Go ahead, Bree.
As for the gun start, the official gun start for the very first is going to, for 10 km at least, is going to be 6 o'clock p.m. And
Okay.
then usually these happen in 15-minute intervals, but we can never tell how large the crowd is going to be.
Okay.
So if the crowd is particularly large and takes a long time to leave the gun start position, that's when we're going to wait a little bit longer before bringing in the next one, which would be 5K and then maybe 15 minutes, 3K. So it starts at 6 o'clock. And then once everyone's cleared, we'll bring in the next batch of runners.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. I learned that from my dad.
What? You're doing that for your dad?
I learned that from my dad.
Yeah. Hi, Bernard Von Sia. Daghang salamat sa imong pagda sa imong daughter today. And of course, thank you so much for being here, ladies. It is such a pleasure to talk to you. I've learned so many things
so much. Thank you so much
from
for inviting us.
from
and for having us here.
from all of you, all of you, and then our contest. Let's just wait a little further. Maybe we'll do it again tomorrow and all of that stuff. But thank you for visiting the studios.
It was so fun. Our first time.
And how do you call this? If they want to know more about the event, again, why don't you invite them to your social media platforms? Go ahead.
Okay, so again, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram. On Facebook, we are at Paraf Southcrest Astros Run, and on Instagram, we are astros.funrun.
Okay.
Yes.
And before I let you go, I have to ask you this question. Okay, what is your message to the young people of today? What is your message? What would you like to tell them? Not necessarily about the Astros Run, but just what is your message as a high school student? Maybe you can inspire them, at least because you guys are obviously high performers, if you will, and you're go-getters. And there are a lot of people who need a little bit of inspiration from their peers. So what would you like to say? Starting with you, Tara. I think we'll have Tara first. Go ahead.
Yes, go Tara.
I think personally what I tell myself is that there are some good days and some bad days, but then it's usually the bad days that allow you to appreciate and be grateful for the good days, and they make the good days a lot more worthwhile. So whatever is happening right now, just know that there's always calm after the storm, or it will all turn out okay in the end. So just keep going.
Keep going, right? The bad is there to make the good even better, right? How about you, Julia? Do you have anything? You have a message for the young people of today? So actually for everyone, for that matter, because sometimes the adults want to listen to the kids, inspire them as well, because there are certain ways that younger people look at the world that adults no longer see. And I think you guys are constant reminders of youth and all of that stuff. Julie, what's your message?
I think it's easy to get lost in such a bustling city and a bustling life that we live in. And I think what I can say is that you have to keep hoping that tomorrow will be a better day.
Okay.
And you have to keep believing that in this world, in this very big world with 8 billion people.
And counting.
Yeah, and counting. There is
Oops, what is born right now?
One but
and another one.
And another one. So in a world as big as ours, there's surely a place for you.
Okay.
So just keep believing, keep trying, and always stay positive.
Okay. How about you, Bree? Are you asking AI?
Scrolling through my Apple Notes.
Okay. Okay.
So this one's like one, and then a slightly smaller one.
Okay.
So my mentor actually told me once, if you ever forget who Jesus is, look at the cross.
Okay.
Because that was one of my struggles for a long. It still is.
Okay.
And in no case will the Lord be pleased to accept human sacrifice to
Okay.
appease sin. So it's just like, if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't know what He's doing, if you don't know what anyone is doing, look at the cross, and you'll know exactly how much He loves you, because you're not going to find disappointment when He's on the cross. And you're not going to find like, oh, why did I create you? He's not going to say that on the cross. It's always going to be love. So it's like, it's just an automatic burst of, okay, why would He have done that if He was disappointed in me? If He knew 2,000 years from that time, I would have made a mistake. You know? So that's just, it's really nice.
Okay. How about you, Bianca?
Well, I think for me, sorry. I think this is the wrong way. But Well, I think for me, I feel like a lot of people have a misconception that the reason why we're in student council is because we're better than everyone else. And I just wanted to say that that's not true.
Okay.
We're just people who took the opportunity and took the chance. We didn't at the beginning. We really didn't know what we were doing.
Okay.
We just wanted to have a bigger platform and I
Okay.
guess contribute to the overall student body. So
Okay.
I just want everyone to know that each of us has that chance.
Okay.
Each of us has a chance. It doesn't mean like, oh my gosh, they're up there. I can never be like them or something like that. They're human too. They make mistakes too. Wala dyan yung lucky ani. So I think that's just what
Ani meaning life, right?
Mhm.
What game money in this thing
Wala
called
yung
life, right?
lucky ani,
Okay,
uh-huh.
okay.
So so basically, that's just what I want to remind everyone that there's so much possibility waiting for you. You just have to believe in yourself and reach that with the best of your ability. And I think the motto that I always go by is what's meant for you is already yours. So just do your best.
What's meant for you is already yours. Thank you so much. What a nice way to cap this off. Thank you so much, ladies. Thank you. It is such a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you so
Don't
much for
forget
inviting us.
Astros Run happening this January
Everybody
26th.
join us.
January 17th is the end of the registration. It is all for a good cause.
Tara and me and
Daghang
Vicky.
salamat.
Hi,
Tara,
buddy. Hi,
Bree,
Vicky. Hi,
Julia,
Anna.
and Bianca. Daghang salamat. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're listening to 105.1 TMC.
It's like my thesis defense.
Yeah, it was.
That's the idea. Intellectual. Sorry, ladies.
You are so smart. So much. How did you come up with so smart? The follow-up question. Are they watching us? Okay. So you should be a panel in our school. You panelist.
Let's have a photograph.
You can be a panelist.
What's a panelist?
Panelist like
They're watching us in class. Go. Let's go. It's so bad.
What happened? What happened?
Like we got bangga by there. There's so much stuff that happened while you guys are gone.
the phone
Yeah.
fell down.
Yeah, the phone fell down.
I can see her hair now.
Sir Jiggy, so on Mandani Way, we're just gonna like tell you say this, say that, like that, right?
Yeah.
It works
So
that way,
you want the
right?
program going on?
This is Ron, by the way.
Yes, we met him earlier.
He's the guy who's responsible for all that.
She's the most impressed fan. What do you say about that?
Very smart. Beyond your years. I'm glad this one to me is very important. And we really like it's good to learn from Daddy, but also bring something new to the table. Okay.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Everything else is continuous.
Just send me bullet points. This time. You know, like this is the first one. You have it right before the race. I'll be excited.
Is it fun if you were the actor?
Yeah, sure. No problem. Send me sure I'm here. Thank you guys. Take care of yourself. Huh? Take care of yourselves, huh?
Thank you, sir. Your studio is amazing.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you.
Jesus Christ, carry the cross.
Thank you guys, thank you. Take care.
Has found a home. 105.1 PMC, the best of us.
You're seeing mornings just got more real. Local talk.
You're listening to Top of the Morning. I'm your host. My name is Sigurd Jones. Right across me is Justine Narvios.
Real local entertainment.
So,
Real close to home.
manager back then said,
Top of the morning with Jiggy and Justine. Coming to high school first. Only on 105.1 PMC, the best of us.
Yo, what's poppin'? This is Karencita, aka Kasday. Salamat sa kayo for support local. You're now listening to 105.1 TFC, the best.
the first professional job in radio was in 1992. This was 34 years ago. But I moved to Guayama in 94.
Made it to 2025. You are alive. What are you going to do about it? 105.1 TMC, the best of us.
California has a lot of problems that sort of baffle the mind as far as why they do things.
Mel Gibson on Fox News primetime after losing his home in the California fires.
And the events like this sort of is on purpose, which it's an insane thing to think. But one begins to ponder whether or not there is a purpose in life, what could it be?
Conspiracy theories spreading
Finally, local music has found a home. 105.1 TMC, the best of us.
Your Cebu mornings just got more real. Real local talk.
You're listening to Top of the Morning. I'm your host. My name is Jiggy Juice. Right across me is Justin Narmios.
Real local music. Real close to home. Top of the morning with Jiggy and Justine. Monday to Friday, 8 in the morning to 12. Top of the morning. Only on 105.1 TMC. The best of us.
Ubo ng anak, nakababahala, makablema. Para dyan, Blemex for Kids ang pambato ko. Ang Blemex for Kids ay gawa sa lagundi. Tinutunaw at pinalalabas ang plema. Ginhawa para sa bata, peace of mind para kay mommy. Camille Pratsiambal po, nag-reflex for Blemex. Ang batang lagundi, Blemex!
Phoenix Nubuel is the generic name of Plemex for kids. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Mommies, agad-agad ang ubo at plemang nakabara. Pambatang lagundi, Plemex!
Are you in need of custom-made print for your products? Or thinking how to grow your business? Make your brand outstand in the market. Twin B Print Ads, your partner in print advertising, can think out of the box that suits your budget. From your personalized brand to retail or any commercial needs, Twin B Print Ads can deliver. Experience the latest technology in printing and the first in the Visayas. Talk to your print engineers today. Go to www.twinbprints.com to know more about us. Twin B Print Ads, the print engineer.
2025, you are alive. What are we going to do about it? 105.1 TMC, the best of us. 5, you are alive. What are we going to do about it? 105.1 TMC, the best of us.
on and on. It's felony, yo. Sa'yo sa buntag, ni mata ko para school. Likudaan to trash, aron inon ko ugul. Higit sa ang basura, mura kong si Jordan Poole. Ang vibe skywavy, padulong sa Istanbul. Pang international lang, ihatag nga para sa inyo ha. Kabi kakusog, ambak-ambak na sunata. Mga granada nga giplastar sa akong bulsa. Pagpay kwarta, walang pay pala ang bitaka. Samtang nga lakaw-lakaw while listening to a song. Nitingog ang tiyan, huy, wapakoy kaon. Why kalibutan nga nagbaon ko og footlong. Sugat ubuang ana siya. Life goes on each and every day. Life goes on no matter what you say. Life goes on each and every day. Life goes on no matter what you say. On and on, yeah, listen to my soundtrack. Rapping like the GOAT by the name of Harry Mack. Never fell alone when I'm hanging in my zone. Tryna break my ears with the banging of my headphones. Lugar lang, dirirak ko sa eskwelahan. Ano man, sa lugar nga dagay kung nakatunan. Tagay na naman, hatun mawala na ang buwan. Pula pusan, bigay bir para sa dagkukutiyan. Bounce pinalagyo, kailangan na mo go home. I can feel my legs, man, I'm so stoned. Gibugus, ugnaga, ang mata, nga buwa, patay ko ani. Masakpan ko ni mama, kaagi og tindahan ni palit ko og refresh. Licha gadyo, ako puto i-refresh. Nevertheless, nalinga ko, I'm impressed. She says some best na test, dili angay man-depressed. Despite being stressed, impressed, always do your best. Look on the bright side, man, lift up your chest. When you're mourning the night, or your night the morning. Dark days may come, but there will be a silver lining. Job goes on and on, the sun is shining. Everybody turning up, everyone is smiling. Raise your drinks up high, cause we fucking celebrating. Raise your hands up high, yeah, we fucking elevating. Life goes on each and every day. Life goes on no matter what you say. Life goes on each and every day. Life goes on no matter what you say. Life goes on and on. Medallion, on and on. Life goes on and on. Medallion, on and on. Life is special and life is gold. Dili angay magdili, steady lang ang soul. Saying classic on the road, you gotta get your own. The rap words I'm speaking, you gotta make big cake. Still in the making, but in my mind sing. Doing my fucking missions, this the life that I envision. They collab day by day like it's a fucking celebration in relation. Never get too hard on yourself, you need to let it go and just let life flow. Free the spirit, pero bungin lang og limit. Laos na sa kwarto para walay dagang storya. Bawat realidad gamit ang sensibilya. Inom dayon og tubig akong puto kay chill na. Sukuton akong earphones, ready na mo hinga. Strolling in my mind, gipiyong ang mata. Luwai ang barahan, niya itindak ang kadina. Welcome mo tanan sa life kung natural. I'm a different breed, lahi ko na animal. Sweet like Eminem, you can call me Marshall. Personal, original, God is immortal. Life goes on each and every day. Life goes on no matter what you say. Ay bada sa ilusyon, ikaw ripat yun sa imuhang emosyon. Ay bada sa ilusyon, ikaw ripat yun sa imuhang emosyon. Bada yun.
Finally, local music has found a home. 105.1 TMC, the best of us. Welcome to the Magic Hour. TikTok's dark queer magic takes you on a trip around the world. Featured music from Asia,
How you like that?
Europe, the US, and more. The Magic Hour, 12 to 1 p.m. every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. The Magic Hour from 105.1 TMC.
Alang sa mga liver lovers, Liberate lang gihapon. Liberate Silimarin Capsule. Liberate inubanan sa diet o exercise matag adlaw. Liberate Silimarin Capsule. Be a liver lover. Mag-liberate na. Malagang palala ang Liberate ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamitin gamot sa namang uri ng sakit. Alang sa mga liver lovers, Liberate lang gihapon. Liberate Silimarin Capsule. Liberate inubanan sa diet o exercise matag adlaw. Liberate Silimarin Capsule. Be a liver lover. Mag-liberate na. Malagang palala ang Liberate ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamitin gamot sa namang uri ng sakit.
Feeling stressed? In need of a staycation? Take a break and visit Crown Regency Hotel and Towers. Located on Espana Boulevard, Cebu City. We have over 389 newly renovated to enjoy. For more information, visit our website at www.crownregency.com or call us at 0947-283-4026.
Crown Regency, Crown Regency. If food is your aim, then Wang Shanglo Chinese cuisine is indeed at the top of the game. New and improved authentic Chinese menu spearheaded by our Cantonese chef. We are open for dine-in and take-out, also accepting events. Temporarily located at 2nd floor Cafe Glow, Tower 1, Crown Regency Hotel and Towers. For inquiries, contact 0947-283-4026 or 032-418-8888.
105.1 welcomes the new year and the new you with open arms and the promise for more new local music on 105.1 TMC.
Kanunay nangita, tubig ang yuta, sa mapuning amigo, guwapo mistiso. Sigit tambay sa kanto, mga yung piso. Piso, 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 piso. Palit og sigarilyo. Oy, parigo, tanawar ako. Tutugi ko, adik ako. Kung adik, 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 adik. Adik na jud ko nimo. Akong moyak sa unang guwapa mistisa. 15 ang edad, wala pa yun sa yoga. Joga, 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 joga. Bayot di ay nga bata. Hoy, parigo, tanawar ako. Tutugi ko, adik ako. Kung adik, 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 adik. Adik na jud ko nimo. Kaong mga babae, sigig pa sexy. Sigig dala og cellphone dayong selfie, selfie. Sexy, 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 sexy. 65 sa klase.